Hello, and welcome to another episode of Break the Cycle with me, your host, Joshua Smith. Happy Thursday.
It is Thursday.
It is Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
I was right this time. It's fucking me up now that we got 2 days a week. You know what I mean? Now we're doing 2 days a week. It's fucking me up. You want to know how fucked up it was when I was doing 5 nights a week? I never got it right. I was like, it's Thursday, Wednesday? I don't remember. But it's just one of those things. You know what I mean? Who knows? Anyways,
hard work.
Guys, we got a great show for you tonight. For those of you who are not aware, there is a debate going on right now live in New York City. It's the free and equal elections debate. They basically put out a giant poll through blockchain, and they said that the top 5 would get invited to the debate. Now, we didn't get invited. We tried. We did. But I told people not to use, like, Google Voice numbers, don't cheat, anything, and we did, like, 11,000 or something like that. But some socialists got in there. Jill Stein got in there, and of course the 2 most milquetoast libertarian candidates possible got on there. So it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be pretty, but we're going to give our commentary because it's going to be a lot more fun that way. So I got it queued up live so we can check it out. We're gonna play that show tonight. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk shit. We're going to talk shit about the milquetoast. We're going to give our responses to some of these things. I've got it already queued up right to where they start giving the 2-minute intro speeches. And we got great guests for you tonight. I'm very excited about our guests as well. But before we get too far into this, guys, go check out toplobster.com, the man, the myth, the legend, my good friend and partner on Break the Cycle, where you can get all kinds of great hats, backpacks, hoodies, leggings. I don't know. He's probably got all the cool stuff now, too. By using BTC at checkout for a 10% discount. Or you can join the Patreon, subscribe, star, become a member of the YouTube channel under all of my videos by hitting the join link, where you can get into a private Discord server and get up to 30% off of all of his new gear 2 weeks before it goes to the general public. Great stuff. Support your hardcore artist guy that hand draws all of his designs on digital, which is pretty sick. I used to do all the artwork for our show. Of course, he way outgunned us. He's much bigger than us now, so he's a very busy guy, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm proud of Top, dude. I'm glad he's doing that. Let's check in with my wonderful co-host, Mr. Ryan Kurt. Sir, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to see how this debate goes, and if Chase and Lars, if their demeanor changes quite a bit from the other debates that I've watched them in, since they're not in like-minded of company.
Yeah. Well, if you're watching the show, wherever you're watching the show, we are streaming to Kick, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Rumble, YouTube. What else? Am I missing any? Odyssey. We're streaming all those places. So if you're there, please hit that subscribe button so that we can continue to update our algorithms, get better and better. We have been pulling some huge numbers on Rumble.
We have.
Very big.
We love Rumble.
40,000, 60,000, 20,000 views on Rumble. So we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. If you're here, please subscribe. Keep our algorithm going. AJ, how are you tonight?
Been fantastic.
You're no longer.
I'm just hugging this.
Top Lobster custom Break the Cycle couch stream pillow. Yeah, you got to put your mouth close.
It's fantastic.
He's
this
really
custom
bad about this
pillow. You should go buy one.
Yeah, it's a good pillow. And you are no longer Chinese spy balloon free,
guys. Did you think there was any coincidence when I was gone Tuesday and there was a fucking Chinese balloon in the sky?
Came back right as you were going.
I was nervous. I was nervous because I've been talking a lot of shit, and I was nervous, so I just sit one out. But I'm back.
Yeah, you had a rough day at work or something.
I had a long ass fucking.
Never mind the fact that I do 12s and then come do the show after I feed my kids. But
I
hey,
know.
It's okay.
Yeah, but you have something to offer when you're tired. When I'm tired, I'd just be like this.
Yeah, just out
I
of
don't
it.
fucking care.
Yeah, fuck them. Guys, got great guests for you tonight from Biting the Bullet podcast, and what's the name of your other podcast, Typo? I forgot what you guys got another one too with all you. It's like a super group. It's like a butt rock super group.
Yeah, it is, dude. It's 5 to midnight with Kyle Matojic, Adam Nutter, Sam Urban, and then Luke and me.
Yeah, that's a dope show. That's our friend Typo. How you doing tonight, buddy? How's everything going?
Doing good, dude. How about yourself?
Oh, I can't complain. Could be worse. Could always be worse. Even if I did complain, no one will give a shit. No one will give a shit. I can't complain to my wife because she's
what we
busy.
do for a
She's
living.
yeah.
We complain.
Good.
I can't complain to my wife because she's as busy as me with all the kids
Good.
at home. You know what I mean? And then I can't complain to anybody else because they'll just tell me to shut the
Do
fuck
you
up.
ever
No
catch
shit.
yourself kind of under your breath, just going, nobody fucking cares. Just
all the
shut
time,
up.
every day,
Yep,
every day?
me
I
too.
mutter that shit every day to
I'll
myself.
catch myself.
Absolutely,
Man,
it's totally
my
normal.
back is, you know what? Forget it.
Yeah, exactly. My knees are fucking about to buckle. No one cares.
No one
gives a shit.
cares.
No one fucking cares.
Yeah.
It's just how it works. And you guys, if you're here, make sure to drop super chats. Super chats will get read on the stream. I try to get to them in the middle of the show. Sometimes we don't get to them till later in the show, but we will always read your super chats live until we surpass Tim Pool, and our super chats are a couple $1,000 a show. We will read your
You
chats.
need a beanie.
Yeah, especially today. I didn't do
Start
my hair
wearing a
today.
beanie.
I just came straight from work, made tacos for the kids, and ran down here and programmed the show. So, Typo, have you ever watched any presidential debates before?
I've watched like the bigger ones, but not really third-party candidate ones.
Yeah, it's going to be fucking strange, and it's probably going to be really boring. But we're going to try and make it fun. We'll turn it into
yeah,
a
we can
drinking
do that.
game for AJ.
Are you going to pause it and say stuff about it?
Yes.
Or are you going to?
We're not going to talk
okay.
over it.
Okay, good.
So we'll start with the intros here. We'll watch all the intros and then we'll give our thing. I think it's only an hour long. I don't think it's that long.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully it's only an hour long because at least 4 of those people are idiots.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What up, State and Still? Thanks for the $5 super chat. He said all gas, no brakes. All right, let's get Typo. Are you ready? Are you ready to get into this thing and listen to these losers?
Yeah, dude. I got a couple beers. I'm ready to go, dude.
All right, cool. Let's check in with the moderators here. I believe these moderators were supposed to be Jimmy Dore, but it looks to me like he must have backed out because he's not there. So let's hit the play button on these intros and see how it
By a
goes.
random draw, and we will begin starting with Lars Mapstead.
Oh, this is going to be
Lars,
great.
please give us your 2-minute introduction.
Thank you very much. America, when I say the system is rigged, you know that that's true. Are you ready to do something about it? Because I am. I'm
Oh my
pissed off
God.
and I'm over it. We need to unrig the system. The entire system is corrupt and only you have the power to unrig it. Our economy is completely rigged.
At the
Our government has stolen
where
$34
he
trillion
proceeded to
through
get
the Federal
0
Reserve and the
votes.
banking cartel. It's reducing your standard of living in the form of inflation. You all feel it every day when you go to the store. The corrupt IRS has been targeting citizens,
nervous.
and we need to end the regime of the corrupt IRS and let people keep 100% of their paycheck. Only you have the power to unrig the system. Our healthcare system is a total joke. It's a total sham. My insurance prices go up and up while the quality of care goes down. We all know that this is a rigged system and it has to be turned upside down. Our criminal justice system, also a total
Right side
joke.
up.
We've had a 50-year war on drugs that is a complete failure. We have to stop the war on drugs, stop
like, he
criminalizing people for
believes what he's
victimless
saying.
crimes, and treat
That'd be
people with
great.
dignity and
Million
respect and
times.
get the help that they need. What you put in your body is your choice, and the government should have no say in that whatsoever. I am trying to unrig the system in America today because everybody's
Hey, I'm going to pause this for just 1 second here. This guy,
This is grabbing no one.
this is the caricature of a libertarian candidate. Okay, this is exactly what this is. And listen, don't get me wrong. I've met Lars before. I was hanging out with Lars this past weekend in California. He's a nice guy, dude.
Dude, nothing
He's a
personal.
nice guy,
against this
nothing
dude.
personal
Totally
at all.
chill guy.
Nothing personal at
Yep.
all. Nothing personal. He is the caricature of a libertarian candidate. He's balding on top. He's got long hair. He's got a raspy beard. I mean, he's the cartoon, dude. Okay. And to make things worse, we have this and I've talked about it on the show a bunch, but we have this stigma that we're like the degenerate party that just wants to do drugs and commit sodomy,
Yes.
right? And this guy's a fucking porn king, dude. He started Adult Friend Finder, which was like the segue into the terrible OnlyFans like era that we
What
live
did
in
he
today.
make on that though?
Oh,
How many 100 million?
but
I don't think I don't know if it was hundreds
No.
of millions.
No, he's
it
got-
might have been tens of millions.
It's a couple
Okay.
couple of $1 million, dude, like 20 million or something.
50? Dude, it's a big number.
It's
Yeah.
big, but it's not
Yeah.
that big.
Let's-
It's enough that you will never have to worry about money again.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's spending that money like crazy on this campaign, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's putting $500,000 into ad space alone, and he's only got 40,000 followers on Twitter.
Lars is the money man. He
Yeah.
should have a lead singer of the band. He's not
Yeah.
the lead singer of the band.
Typo, as a you're not super political, right? Like, I mean, as far as you're definitely not working with the Libertarian Party.
No, I wouldn't say I have any association with the Libertarian Party. But I think when you described it like that, the like cultural representation of the Libertarian Party is very degenerate. And I think like honestly, it should be actually the opposite of what the Libertarian Party should be in a lot of ways, because the Republicans don't even hold that standard of, it's like they're pretty endorsing of like LGBTQ. I mean, Trump famously was hugging LGBTQ flag. They have like trans people in there. And, I really think that the Libertarian Party actually has a problem or an opportunity to set a cultural standard. So they could be even like more aggressive on the cultural issues than the Republican Party even.
Yep.
And they're kind of just letting it slip through the cracks at least that's been like all the candidates I've seen. None of them really are addressing this stuff. Or if it comes up, they avoid talking to it because they know that going along with this woke stuff is not very popular. I mean, they will if they're pushed, but a lot of times they just avoid talking to it. And I really think the Libertarian Party should, that's what a lot of their focus should be on, was against this culture. Like, policy's great. Like, don't be wrong, the policy stuff's cool, but culture is what's going to set the tone for you.
I agree. And look, I'm obviously big on the culture war stuff, and people know that following the show. And I've been called the America First populist libertarian candidate, but that's the truth. I don't care. I'm not going to run from those labels.
Yeah.
Those are good labels. Those are exactly the kind of labels that people looking to govern America should be attracting. And so, I don't care. Let's see how he finishes up here.
Real quick, we got a $5 Rumble super chat.
Oh shit, nice.
Yeah, from the Libertarian Extremist. He said, Lindsey Graham and RFK Jr. are faggot.
Yeah.
I can say that because it's on Rumble.
Yes, absolutely.
Rumble, neener.
Yep.
Word chipper go burr.
Nice. All right, let's
Feeling
see
the pressure.
what else.
Whether it's your education system, whether it's your healthcare system, like I talked about, these are all things that are suffering Americans. And I just want to make Americans feel better. The government has just completely shammed the system. And if you could go to my website, lars24.com, you can learn more about my policies to help unrig the system and make it fairer and have more integrity for America. Thank you.
That was pretty rough.
You.
Yo, he's
Who's that?
55?
Oh, Claudia, here's the socialist.
Thank
now,
you.
wait.
Thank you.
And y'all cover up with the elites. I mean, Joe Stein, I want to.
Excuse me.
I hope we can have it.
Whoa.
What?
Just a moment.
Push me out, go ahead.
Remove him.
Oh my gosh.
So thank you.
Get him outta
security
here.
This
taken
is
care of.
basically a libertarian
Home to mommy.
convention.
Hold on. That was wild. That was wild.
Why did that happen? What was he upset about?
I don't
The
know.
elites
Let's
and
see if
whatever.
we can
He was
rewind it.
burning
Here.
out.
You guys want to try
He
and
looked-
rewind
she
it?
looked-
He was
didn't
saying
say
something
anything.
about the
Here, let's-
party
hold on.
stealing money.
Let's see.
Shammed the system. And if you could go to my website,
Let's see what it is.
lars24.com,
If we can-
you can learn
everyone
more
sh-
about my policies to help unrig the system and make it fairer and have more
the
integrity
audio
for
on it, too.
America. Thank you.
You. Claudia.
Thank you. Thank you.
And y'all cover up with the elites. I mean, Joe Stein, I want to.
Excuse me.
I hope we can have a discussion.
Just a moment.
Where you at? Push me out, go ahead. People are after everything for it.
So thank you. Security's taken care of.
People's
we don't
parties?
allow
He
that
said something
in the
about the
room.
People's Party, which, by the way, is absolutely a communist party. That's the People's Party are the ones who did the anti-war rally with the Libertarian Party in Washington D.C.
Okay.
The ones that I was like, I would never fucking work with these people at all. And part of the reason why I resigned, and part of the reason why so many people gave me so much shit, is because I refused to work with fucking Marxists, even on the
That
anti-war
was the
shit.
thing. There was a huge philosophical divide there, right?
Yeah.
Amongst a minority of the people at that rally. Would that be
No,
accurate?
I don't think it was a minority.
No.
No,
Okay.
and I was fucking I'll tell you this, dude. I was like threatened to be killed if I showed up there repeatedly by several people, communists, all fucking Marxists, dude. That guy literally told me, "You better keep your head on a swivel. I'll shoot you." Literally.
But that's
So is the
fascist, and
girl
they're
a communist?
anti-fascist.
Yes. So here we're gonna get into her here in a second, but let me get back to Typo. Yeah. So she's actually she's the candidate for the Socialists and Liberation Party. Her platform, this Claudia de la Cruz. By the way, they found 75,000 illegitimate votes for her in this poll. 75,000. I think if they had continued to check the data, that she would have been out of the debate because she had like 100 and something thousand, and she got like 75,000 of them in like an evening, dude. Okay, she got more votes in this poll. She got more votes in this poll than her party got in the election in 2020, dude. Okay, and so she wants America to be Cuba, basically, like exactly the same thing. The only thing she's decent on is the anti-war stuff, but even then, it's like only because of colonization and imperialism and shit, not because our fucking government are war criminals, like they should be held accountable. You know what I mean? Well, I don't know.
Lefties are only anti-war when we're fighting communists.
True. That's also true.
Right.
Well, Palestine too, but the left has been good on the Palestinian issue for a long time, dude. A long time. So, but also Hamas sucks as well. So it's one of those things, you know what I mean? Like they like outright support Hamas. That's why when people are like, "Well, you wouldn't work with the socialists and the communists on the Israeli Palestine conflict," no, because they support Hamas.
They voted for a terrorist organization to take over and run their quote unquote country.
Okay, but that was like 20 years ago.
Okay,
they're fucking, and they didn't know they were like a terrorist organization. They just were told that they were going to be they were told that they were going to be liberated, and now Hamas just absolutely owns that whole country and won't let. There are no more elections, bro. That's bad. That's really bad.
I thought they voted Hamas into political.
They
power.
did 20 years ago.
Okay,
when they thought they were going to have like a good government that was going to liberate.
Aren't they just getting what they deserved?
No. Absolutely no. Dead babies are never deserved, bro. They shouldn't even make caskets that small. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, dude. So, but here's the thing: I'm not going to work with the Marxists who are like pro Hamas. Okay,
yeah, but if you start a war, you're gonna bitch when the missiles come back to you.
Yeah, I'm still gonna bitch about dead babies.
That's why I want nothing to do with that fucking shit.
I'm always gonna bitch about dead children, dude. No matter what.
I understand
innocent children on both sides.
Okay.
Yeah, it sucks. It's
it
a terrible
sucks,
thing.
man.
It shouldn't happen.
It sucks. But you're not going to stop that.
You're an evil person.
That's never going to end. That's never going to stop.
Yeah, but
hey, evil people, you stop that.
Yes.
You knock that off over there.
Stop being assholes. Stop being pieces of shit and fighting.
Don't
over
do that, or we're going to
resources.
kill you.
Okay. Anyways, we're going to move on.
All right.
Okay, let's listen to Claudia's opening here. We're going to be doing this shit all night long.
Claudia, please.
Thank you so much for having us, Free and Equal Foundation, Christina Tobbing for organizing this space for broad debate amongst the third-party candidates, a platform that is much necessary in the sham that is democracy in the United States. My name is Claudia de la Cruz, and I am a working-class, second-generation immigrant, mother, organizer, educator, and a proud socialist. I am also a member of the Party for Socialism and Liberation, which is a party that has existed for the last 20 years, that has been in the front lines of struggle across different fronts of struggles, everything from defending our rights to housing, our rights to healthcare, against police brutality, against imperialist wars. We are actively engaged all across the country, organizing, educating, and mobilizing working class people to end the dictatorship of the billionaires, which is ultimately the root of our problem.
The billionaires.
The U.S. does not lack resources. It does not lack the ability to provide housing, create jobs, provide free health care and education for everyone in society. Instead, we have a society that produces misery, that creates 160 million people who are living in or near poverty, that produces over 500,000 people who are living in homelessness. But we have a handful of billionaires and
can we check that
I'm fact-checking.
makers that are
160 million number? Half the U.S. is.
That's not true.
No, there's no way.
Yeah, especially if we're defining poverty at $2 a day.
There's just no way. There's no way that
Yeah,
there's
there's no
160.
way.
No way.
It's Illinois poverty.
But I will say that she is like, I don't really agree with like anything she has said, but she's better than the libertarian guy already. Like,
Oh yeah, she's better at selling the message
Oh.
for sure.
yeah,
10-4,
yeah.
10-4. Guys, that's from the WEF, by the way.
Oh,
World
shocking!
Economic
I'm
Forum.
shocking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the true number is 160 million. They're
Worldwide?
arguing
Is that worldwide?
more people are in poverty.
No, it can't be worldwide.
It's not. Yeah. Oh no, I think it's worldwide.
Oh, she 160
I think it's
million
worldwide,
more
yeah.
worldwide.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hold on.
She said 160 million people in the United,
in the United States. Yeah, that's a third of the population
Yeah,
of the United
there's
States.
300
More than a
million.
third. That's more than a third. No, that's no. Sorry.
160 million more people are in poverty today than before the pandemic.
Well, yeah, that's
what it says.
I believe that. I
Yeah.
believe that fully, dude. They took your business and fucking kicked you out of your job if you didn't take the shot, and fuck yeah, man. They're
That's-
definitely.
That's probably like 90% China.
Yeah. Shit. All right. Typo. How do you feel about the socialist broad so far?
Yeah, if I was in charge, she would not be allowed in this country.
All right, let's see what
Okay.
she has to say. Let's see if she finishes this thing strong.
History and suffering, billionaires and millionaires who profit from the endless war and occupation. We need solutions that meet the scales of the problem. We cannot continue to think that we
Claudia?
can reform capitalism. It is urgent to get the billionaire class out of power. Our Vote Socialist 2024 campaign is here to expose the brutality and organize, mobilize for the transformation of society. VoteSocialist2024.com.
Thank you, Claudia. Jill.
Much, and it's great to see you, Christina, again.
She's going to be great, by the way. She's good at
We've been doing
this.
this for 12 years now that I've been participating in your process, and it's a tribute to you, to Free and Equal. We very much need a debate. I'm really enjoying hearing things we don't usually hear back to back next to each other. I think the American public is really desperate for
Wait till we
more
get to
voices
the
and more
big
choices.
woman.
This is
She's from
wonderful.
the Unicorn
My
Party.
background is as
Sorry?
a medical doctor, where I worked for decades
do
in
not
a
need a
clinic.
Unicorn
and,
Party?
She's from the
became very
Unicorn Party. Yes, the
frustrated
big
with
big
how our
black girl
health
is
really
from the.
cannot be
They're gonna have to
addressed
drag me
simply
out of
after
this
the
room
fact
here.
in the
Let's hear what
clinic.
Jill has to say.
Tried working
Be willing
upstream
to bet I have a
on
brother
social
that's
drivers
a part
of
of the
illness
Unicorn Party.
and discovered that reform is essentially stymied by the powers that be. So I moved from clinical medicine to political medicine to address the mother of all illnesses, our rigged political system that
she's
really
stealing from
makes
Lars.
change virtually impossible. So with that, I just want to note that we are in this incredible historic moment right now where the usual order of things, that of empire and oligarchy, is essentially teetering at the brink.
Very good.
And we are all
That was
feeling
good.
crisis
Yeah.
in our lives, in virtually every dimension of our lives. The need for deep change has never been so urgent, but the possibility of that change has never loomed so large. And that's very much, I think, thanks to the actions of people in the listening audience, people who are here tonight, who are really standing up to fight for an end to endless war and genocide, to fight for justice in the workplace, to fight for abolishing student debt, for defending Mother Earth, and
was
to
doing so
rescue
good.
our very embattled civil liberties, which are very much under attack. We need solutions, but solutions are not permissible in the current political environment. So breaking up our zombie duopoly, our zombie political system, is essential, and I look forward to discussing some of the
Okay.
ways to
Thank
do
you,
that
Jill.
tonight. Thank you.
Okay, Jill is by far the best one so far.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
no doubt about
100%.
it. No doubt
She's
about
polished.
it. Huh?
She's polished.
Well, this is not her first presidential election either.
Nope.
You got to remember that.
Nope.
And she went hard in 2016, like real hard. And she didn't catch Gary, of course. And Gary was not polished. Gary was, in all appearances,
Rough
a
around the
fucking
edges.
very big stoner. Like showed up to every. I tell people he showed up to every single campaign event looking like Towley from
I'm
from
not
South
against
Park.
that. I'm not against that. As
do
long
not
as you
get
know your
fucking
stuff.
do not get loaded before you go to a campaign event. It's
That's
terrible
not
idea.
loaded.
Bro,
That's
his
not-
eyes were like droopy dogs and red, bro.
Well, that's maybe from.
He showed up to
habitual-
endorse Larry Sharp for Libertarian for governor, and he was like, "This is my friend Larry." and he's running for governor, and you should vote for him. And I'm like, wow, dude, he ate an entire brownie before he showed up for this.
I was going to say, that might be more than just smoke.
Yeah.
Late fact check, 37.9 million people in poverty in the United States.
Yeah, that's under the poverty line. That's not homeless and shit.
I'm assuming
so she said 500,000 homeless.
So is that the
what'd she say,
standard? Is that the United States standard that they set?
Okay, I'll read
or
it.
the global
official poverty
line?
rate in 2022 was 11.5%, with 37.9 million people in poverty. That's September 12th, 2023.
Doc Sexy says the debate is like the Power Rangers call out. Typo, what do you think about Jill so far? She's the best one for sure.
Yeah, Jill did pretty good there, I'd say. Like a lot of things. I don't know. I am just against it. Like, let's just not have boomers anymore. Like we've had them for a very long time. Let's move on to a next generation. But honestly, her message is pretty solid. I mean, obviously I disagree with some of it, but pretty solid.
She's good at what she does. Now this is going to be interesting because I don't know if we're going to Jasmine next from the Unicorn Party, who's a disabled they them black woman who's very obese and part of the body positivity movement. And she's running on the Unicorn Party ticket. Okay,
I heard she's actually signed a contract with Victoria's Secret.
Dude,
bro, I went
Josh,
to what?
It might be better that you didn't show up to this because that's kind of embarrassing to be.
Well,
on stage
here's the thing.
Unicorn Party.
I think that when we get to Chase will do very well.
I would agree with that.
Chase is very good in these settings, dude. He's very polished. He'll tell all the same stories that I've already heard a million times at all these conventions, but he will sound polished like Jill. I think next to everybody else, he's going to sound like the best one on the stage next to Jill. Okay, so I will give Chase credit for that. He was very good in the debate against Senator Warnock in Georgia when he ran for U.S. Senate there.
Yes.
And the Republican didn't even show up to the debate. There was an empty podium, and so it was just Chase and the Democrat, and they were on C-SPAN and TV and like the news broadcast stations and everything. He absolutely destroyed Warnock, and then he debated the empty podium, which was fucking hilarious too. So he's good. He's really good at the debate side of things. Yeah, I don't want to take anything away from him. I just have fundamental policy disagreements with the guy. Absolutely, like terrible shit policies. Like, oh yeah, we should totally open up the market to let kids, trans their gender, which is just absolutely fucking insane, dude. Insane. I want the doctors and healthcare workers that perform those things and push kids towards those things put in prison. So fundamental difference, right? Okay, let's see who they bring up next here. I think it may be Jasmine because she's next in line. So this is going to be funny.
Jasmine.
Good evening. My name is Jasmine Sherman, and I want to get the basics out of the way. I'm fat, I'm black, and I'm a socialist running for president of the United States.
Oh my God.
I'm not independently wealthy. I'm not
shit,
investing
that was
in the
obvious.
stock market. I'm not living off of a trust fund set up by my rich.
I'm fat and black, and I'm running an open socialist.
And to think
we
that
can all
we're-
see that.
To think that we're in a state of the world where those are qualified. She's like points.
Yeah.
There's my social credit score laying on the table, so you can't fucking shut me down.
Look
Now,
at this
here we
woman.
go.
Look at this woman, dude. What a beast.
Shit.
What a beast, dude. Okay, let's see what else.
Who fucks that?
I don't.
Who fucks
She's
that?
like a they them.
All
Let's
right,
see what.
let's
Let's see what.
Parents. I'm not looking for a handout, and I'm not up here to make my friends wealthy or write a book. We understand that this election is a black swan event like never before. With the Interstate Voter Compact, a third-party candidate can win. We do not have to pretend that we are trying to move parties to the left or to the right or talk about a rigged system. If you want guaranteed housing, universal health care, free education, and universal basic income, then you will vote for Jasmine Sherman. You can go to jasminesherman.com and all my policies will be read to you if you don't have time to read them yourselves.
What?
Guys, this is a turn for me. I'm voting for Jasmine here.
Why?
Okay, we do a UBI, $3,500 a month. Okay, if you accept that,
we talked about this.
You don't vote.
You don't get to vote.
You give up your vote. You take the UBI. You give up your right to vote.
Typo, how do you feel about
the
that?
election in one fucking cycle?
Would you take that? Would you take that deal? Give a $3,500 a month UBI, and you can no longer vote.
Guess who gets elected?
Not the Democrats anymore.
Nope, never again.
Yeah, I feel like that,
ever.
Yeah, I feel like that would take off a lot of voting on the Democrat left side. So You know
Which
what? Fuck it.
that
I'm
is,
for it.
listen, I can't take credit for that. That's from Nick Oakes, a Hawaiian Proud Boy who's in prison right now for J6.
Is he really?
Yep.
Still in prison?
Yep.
Fucking
Took,
gay,
I think,
dude.
a 3 or 4 year plea.
That's so good.
Yep.
They just
Black wife and kid. By
we'll
the way.
talk about this on another show because I'm probably gonna have him on when but there's another journalist that has just been arrested from January 6th. Years later, has now been arrested. So and that's fucking. I
Oh, the
can't
guy
believe
from
they're
the
still-
Blaze?
Nick Oakes is a beast.
No,
He's doing
not
great.
not Owen Schroyer. No. There's another independent journalist that they just like raided and arrested, and he's going through a trial now for being at January 6th peacefully outside, not even inside.
Yeah.
Just filming.
They all in the exonerated. It's a bunch of bullshit. Anyway.
Yeah, it is absolutely okay.
All right.
Okay, so we got
Moving
to
on.
hear Jasmine now. Let's see.
She's
how do you-
beautiful.
just
What a
gorgeous,
beautiful woman.
absolutely beautiful. What do you think, Typo?
She looks good, dude. I dig it.
He's like
Stunning and
Typo's like
brave.
wood, huh?
Stunning and brave.
Yeah, stunning and brave. Very fat, black,
Fannie
and
Wilson
socialist.
vibes.
That's
Fannie
a hell of a way. That's a hell of a way to start a debate. I'm fat, black, and socialist. What's up,
When they tell you they're not here to steal your money, they're here to steal your money.
dude? Here, okay. The
I'm not
UBI
here to
thing-
rob you.
She said
Okay.
She said UBI, free healthcare, free college, and other things
If
too.
you want, we hear this from the other socialists. Housing is a right, guys.
housing is
I
a
didn't
right.
know this.
And
This is
healthcare,
crazy.
yeah. I wish
I had to
housing
pay
was free.
fucking money for mine.
Yeah.
It's gonna fill a bunch of paperwork.
Yeah.
But apparently, I could have just said, "I'm a man and I need a house."
You also have a degree, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be really cool. This is really cool. It'd be really cool for you to have to pay for your degree and then have to pay for other people's degrees too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool, right?
Amazing.
Very fucking amazing.
Great
I
system
can't.
we got going.
Yeah, I really love these fucking people and their utopia.
Motivates people to do well.
I will say this. I will say this though. I will say this. When I talk to these socialists like this, and even just the progressive Democrats, because they believe in all the same shit, really, at the end of the day, I like to remind them that a third of our fucking budget is going to war in the military-industrial complex, and people would probably be a lot more amenable if you'd stop the fucking wars. They'd probably be a lot more amenable to housing and all this shit. But all the Democrats that run on the housing and the college and the healthcare and all these things, they don't actually do it when they get into office. Nobody fucking does
No.
it at all.
It's a carrot on a stick, and even worse, it's a holographic carrot on a stick. The money's not there.
No, it's not even there.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
And they fall for it every
Yeah.
time. And then after
Even
the election's over,
Biden-
their phone number changes.
Yeah, Biden's doing it right now, Typo.
Even Biden with student loan forgiveness. I mean, he kind of sprinkles it here and there, but he's definitely dangling in front of him, like, vote for me again, so then I'll give
Oh,
you
yeah.
more.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right, we're going to get to Chase here, I think, next.
Okay.
So let's see what Chase has to say in his opening, and then we'll listen to some
She
more.
looks like
We have
CeeLo.
a chance to reset. Let's reset.
She's gorgeous.
We don't need to keep pretending that things need to be
At
researched or
least-
evaluated. You
Urkel
know
has
what's
really
wrong.
let himself
You
go.
don't need to hear politicians who are wealthy
She's at
and are going to
least
go home to their nice
somewhat
houses
polished
and
and
their comfortable
somewhat
living,
charismatic.
tell you about the problems that you experience. You know there's no food in your fridge. You know there's no
Oh, we
money
know
in
there's
your
food in
bank
your
There-
account.
fridge, girl.
What you
No,
don't
there's no
know
food in
is
her
who is going to
fridge.
do that and resolve your
She
issues
ate it all.
faster.
There's just
Wow.
chicken and dish
Politicians
soap.
are wonderful ideas, but what you need is change.
We know
You
there's no
don't need
food in your
some
fridge
icon.
because I showed
You
up and
need
ate it
someone
all.
that is going to make sure that you can feed your family, educate your children, spend time with them. Right now, our country is at the precipice and we need to push it forward. If you actually want to do something, I would recommend that you listen to the candidates that have a plan to put money in your pocket tomorrow. And if you are not interested, at least begin mutual aid where you live. Go to jasminesherman.com for more details and to donate.
Good job,
Mutual
CeeLo
aid.
Green.
Yeah, mutual
Good
aid.
job, CeeLo Green.
Jasmine, I have a mutual aid group.
Yeah,
You
Why,
follow your
why
advice.
does she look like a judge that Biden's about to appoint to the Supreme Court?
Yes. No
Yes.
shit, dude. No
Yep.
shit.
A district judge that will just so happen to be, deciding a
And
Trump
can't
case.
tell you what a woman is.
Yeah.
We just went through that. I refuse to say what a woman is. Really? You're going to be a Supreme Court judge and you can't define a woman? Holy shit. Maybe that's not a good idea to put you on the court, the highest court in the land. Probably a terrible idea. Maybe DC District Court would be better for you, and then you can go play fucking God over there because those people think they're better than the Supreme Court most of the times. Anyways, I think that's a Ninth Circuit. I can never remember. Okay, so fat black socialist wants to give away all the free shit. She's disabled.
Oh.
I looked into her. By the way, the Unicorn Party's website. Have you ever been to do you remember MySpace, right?
Of course.
Do you remember when we learned how
I had a
to?
MySpace.
Do you remember when we learned how to edit our MySpace pages through like CSS and
Yes.
JavaScript and all that stuff.
Yes.
And so many of us young, dumb fucking idiots did like black backgrounds with like neon green font and shit.
100%.
Right? You remember that? It was like
Yeah.
fucking hurt your eyes and shit.
I had like a money background. It was just $100.
Yeah, and like videos playing and like little songs and shit.
Yeah.
That's exactly how the Unicorn Party website is, dude. Okay. Like somebody with a fucking 1 month knowledge of JavaScript and CSS went on there and made their fucking website, dude.
Yeah, that's Web 1.0 shit.
It's bad, dude. It's
Yeah.
really bad, dude. It looks like
You guys
somebody
pull it up?
I might be able to. Let me see. No, because I don't have a screen. I can only do it on StreamYard.
Can you do it to the screen
gotcha.
behind Ryan?
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
No, that's my fucking. No, I
Let's
can't.
do
That'd be
it.
cool if we could, but
Yeah, we can.
hey, go look up the Unicorn Party website. It's bad,
Yeah,
dude.
I'll look it
It's maybe they fixed it since then. I looked at it a couple weeks ago, but I would be embarrassed to be running in a party that had that website. That's almost as embarrassing as spending $10 million to build a website that is unusable, like the government does.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
just
Let's be
FYI.
honest. Do you think this woman gets embarrassed by anything?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
She definitely, like, when she goes to eat chicken wings, there's like hot sauce on her forehead, bro, and she don't say it. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't care. What's up, dude?
Just like the simplest thing that would come to mind if you made the Unicorn Party website. If you put in Unicorn Party in the Google search engine, what do you think I'm getting?
I don't.
Kids' birthday parties, balloon.
Oh,
It's just pages and pages of
Yeah, it's a
party with
yeah, you won't
unicorn
even find
decorations.
it. Yeah, you'll have to look up like the Unicorn
So I'll
political
put Unicorn
party.
Party
Or something.
Socialist.
Okay, let's listen to Chase here.
Whatever.
You guys ready to listen to Chase?
Let's do it.
Well, let me make sure I got all the screen stuff up here. I still got Luke up or Typo. I called you Luke. He's way gayer than
It
you.
happens all the time.
Here we go.
Thank you, Jasmine. Chase.
They cut his mic.
Oh no.
Oh.
Hold Chase for a moment.
Oh, there.
Okay, there we
they-
go. Somebody caught
They
it.
cannot hear you in the mic.
Oh.
There you go.
One moment.
Oh.
He's very gay, by the way.
Hello.
There we go. Please start over, Chase.
All right. So I wanted to say thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to debate here today. I imagine many of the folks on stage are going to have a lot of agreement about the problems that face this nation. It is our solutions where we might have some differences. But my name is Chase Oliver. I want to be the Libertarian candidate for President of the United States because I know people are getting sick and tired of being sick and tired. Over 60% of voters have said they are willing to vote for a candidate who is not named Donald Trump or Joe Biden. And I think third parties and independents need to seize on this opportunity to bring new voters out, new solutions to the table. And as a libertarian, my solutions are pretty much rooted in the idea of freedom. If you are living your life in peace and you're not committing force, fraud, coercion, theft, or violence, your life is your life, your body is your body, your business is your business, and your property is your property, not the property or business of an overly abusive and intrusive government that we've seen, frankly, my entire adult life. Now, I'm 39 years old. I'm half Donald Trump's age. And that's important because my generation is a generation that has had to grow up fighting the war on terror. My generation is the generation that, as we got started in this process, the entire real estate market fell out from underneath us as big banks got bailed out and the regular guy got screwed over. And it's my generation right now that is trying to raise families all over the country with record runaway inflation that is caused by the overly
gay and has no
abusive and
kids, by the
intrusive
way.
and massive federal government that continues to stifle growth. I got started in politics being an anti-war advocate. I'm anti-war to the core, and that means I oppose the warfare state as it exists all over the world, and we need to bring our troops back home. We need to have our military removed from every continent and every place that is the United States of America, because the only purpose of a military is to protect us from invasion. I'm also somebody who believes in the rights of free movement of immigrants. We have an immigration crisis at our southern border, but it's not the immigrants that cause that crisis. It's the government who refuses to allow immigrants to come here and work and start their American dream just like the rest of us. And I've also been a criminal justice reform advocate. People should be on a level playing field with law enforcement and the government when they're getting their day in court, and that's
Okay,
not
hold on,
happening
hold on.
today.
Before this goes too much
and other
further, I
things.
have to say
Go
something.
to votechaseoliver.com.
I have to say something. I think he's wrapping up anyways, but check this out. Chase just said, I believe in the free movement of immigrants. Okay. I want
strict open
that is
border.
getting cut and shared everywhere because this man has sat next to us in our fucking debates around the country and said, "Oh no, I'm not fully open borders. I believe in a what do you call it? An Ellis Island style adoption of immigration where people can come here. We need it streamlined, but they still need to be vetted and all this stuff." He just said the free movement of immigrants, 100%. He just switched his entire stance live on television from what it was prior just a couple weeks ago when we were in Georgia.
It's squishy. I'm not going to say it's a total 180. It's squishy.
Free movement
It's
of, I believe
squishy.
in the free
Yeah, that's a
movement of
squishy
immigrants.
statement.
Okay.
All right.
Well, how was the opening statement any different from the left? It was anti-war. It was,
Open
anti-war,
borders.
open immigration.
I will say,
and
I
that was-
will say that he didn't argue for
No,
free
he's
shit.
arguing for private shit.
Yeah,
Well,
he
he
wants
didn't
private
really
shit.
argue for free shit, but
Right.
he was against the things that like the same thing the left against the government does, like criminal reform or criminal justice reform, open borders, and then against the wars. So
Right.
like he didn't. What I'm saying is he didn't establish himself any different from like any of them.
He
Like,
will
he's
be
against the same things they
he-
are.
I think he did a little bit just because
He
he's not
did.
calling for free healthcare, free education, and
Yeah.
free home housing and shit like that.
And
so
he's specifically villainizing the government, not billionaires.
right,
That's a
another
big
that is
difference.
a big difference.
And then
too.
he also brought up
I've heard
private
him.
property.
Yeah.
And the importance of
That's
protecting
true.
those.
I will say
that.
this though. He will say the billionaire class. I guarantee it's coming. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right, let's see what else.
I
he
got to
has
say
to
one thing.
Yeah.
I just want to say there's some nuance here about the criminal justice reform. Okay. What I feel like when libertarians say that, they mean you shouldn't go to jail for weed. You shouldn't be, you know what I mean?
And
the drug war.
and
frivolous
probably
lawsuits.
a little bit more restorative justice, especially for theft.
Right,
Where-
right.
Yeah.
There's no racial component to it. Okay, we're not talking about groups.
Right.
It's everybody across the board. We need to get rid of dumb laws that put people in prison. Okay,
Uh,
that's criminal justice reform when libertarian says it.
Rise to Liberty asked what debate is being referenced. It's the free and equal
debates.
elections debate.
Yeah.
We're actually streaming it right now.
I tweeted it.
Typo. So other than thinking that he's not super separated from the left, I mean, Chase is pretty put together. He speaks pretty well. He says the same exact things over and over and over again. This is the most canned man I've ever met in my life. What do you think about his opening?
I think his opening was pretty good. I think it was pretty, like, especially like a libertarian message, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, he was against things, which is good, but it really didn't offer anyone anything.
Right.
And I find
And
that
he does
boring.
that a lot.
It's
He
like
does that a lot.
like people want something from you. Like, what can you do to them that's like tangible in their life? And being for open immigration is not tangible to a lot of people, and being against the wars is good, but like I think in a lot of ways, like honestly, like I'm against the wars too. I want to like end them all, but like I don't really think that a lot of Americans like focus on that so much, because it's like wars have been going on for like 30 years that I've been alive. So it's like they're going to find a next one. So like I'm not saying that shouldn't be a important message you have. I'm just saying that for your opening statement, you might want to offer people something. Like,
Well,
what
I
can
think
you give them?
and here's the thing that I think about with him is he's always like got to end the wars, end the wars, end the wars. He never brings up specifics of the wars at all. Like when I talk about it, I'm like, look, we've been bombing Iraq for 40 fucking years. It's time to end this shit, right? Like since I was a little kid, I remember watching Iraq 1 on my coffee table live on C-SPAN, and we're still bombing Iraq. Okay, and I'm 40 years old. It's insane. And I talk about like the specifics of like the Yemeni like humanitarian crisis that us in Saudi Arabia have caused, and I talk about like Taiwan being the tripwire for war with China, and like he never talks about the specifics about this stuff, and so it's, you know, for me it's kind of like it's all kind of fake. Like I think Chase is a good canned candidate, but to me it's like very fake. He doesn't have like an in-depth knowledge of these things, and in fact, someone pushed him on economics on a podcast that I watched a while back, and his response was, "Well, I'm not much of an economics guy." As soon as he got pushed.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I surround myself with a lot of great economics guys. I'm like, yeah, me too. But I listen to them and learn from them. You know what I mean?
I think he's polished a lot of his speeches, but I think when he gets in the pocket like that, and it's a question that kind of puts him off balance, I think it's a struggle.
He's not very good. Yeah. That's why I'm interested to see what they have in the debate.
He did have like mic issues so that might have thrown him off a little bit.
Yeah. Let's see what question they pose first. You guys ready? We're already
to see my full platform. I'm looking forward to discussing it.
Thank you, Chase.
He's nervous too.
Oh yeah, I would be too.
Question 1. Immigration. Reflecting the voice of the electorate, we have curated questions directly from the public for today's debate. The first question,
Is
chosen for its relevance
anyone
and the widespread concern,
going to
is
disagree
from
on
Frankie
this?
Lozada. Given the evolving tactics of drug cartels, including the use of advanced technology, underground tunnels, and the smuggling of narcotics and human trafficking through legal, that is, port of entry, what innovative approaches do you conceive to stay ahead of these criminal organizations and safeguard our borders while protecting Americans and the vulnerable populations often exploited by drug cartels for smuggling purposes?
That was my question at state convention.
One of the things that my platform does is recognize that there isn't an immigrant crisis at the border. There is destabilization that the United States of America continues to cause worldwide. What we need to do is decriminalize all substance abuse items. We need to put safe use centers in every zip code. We need to give people universal health care with dental vision, and it must be in your zip code. You must have access. And it also should include your prescriptions and holistic care. By making sure that we go ahead and make the country easy to access. The same way it was easy to access when people were coming into Ellis Island, we would not have a border crisis. What we need to do is make sure that we provide more medical staff, treat drug issues like the chemical dependency problem and the disease that they are. Instead of us pretending that these problems are bigger and not solvable, we have the funds to do it. What we don't have is leaders willing to put doctors in every zip code. We don't have leaders who are not trying to play nice with the bad guy. And I can tell you right now, we all know who the bad guys are. We need younger leadership. We need more direction. And what we need to do is treat Americans the way they want to be treated. I understand that we have allowed our government to make us think that people are flooding our borders and allow us to think that America is under invasion, but that's not accurate. We have tons of room in this country for more people. We had tons of room when people were taking over and genociding indigenous peoples here. The way we fix this is by making sure we have universal health care, a reformed immigration system, and put money back in Americans' pockets so we're not pitted against each other like we currently are trying to do. There is space for all of us. The difference is all of us need to be working towards making this country better. So, I'm done with myself.
Oh my God. I'm done. She said so. I'm done with
Please
my
clap.
Please clap. No clap? Oh, Claudia. Claudia.
So I think the point of your question is great. You know, he talks about how we're digging tunnels and getting around. This is the perfect example of why we don't need a giant Berlin Wall on our southern border full of razor wire that is stealing people's property to actually build that wall. I absolutely oppose it. We need to have an Ellis Island style immigration system. You should be able to come through a port of entry, do a quick check to determine that you're not wanted for extradition or something to that nature, and then come right in here and get to work, because there are jobs that need to be filled. There are people who are willing to do that jobs, and we need to quit getting government in the way of those people. That's, you know, if you look at the number of businesses that are created by native-born or first-generation
immigrants. She looks like she stepped out of a fucking
or the
Tim
amount of
Burton
people in
movie,
the Fortune
dude.
500 companies. Immigrants actually improve our
That's
economy.
insane.
They increase the economic pie for all of us. So I want to get government out of the way of immigration. But you're talking about defunding cartels. The best way to do that is to completely eliminate the war on drugs and remove the profit motive for cartels south of our border.
Agree, Chase.
We want to talk about getting rid of human trafficking. Well, if we allow people to come through ports of entry very easily using this Ellis Island model, we'd be able to put our law enforcement focus on those people practicing human trafficking. Let the 99.9% of peaceful people in, and let that small sliver of human traffickers being taken down by law enforcement. Now, I do want to say this. We see in the media all the time attacking immigrants. They're going to take our jobs. They're going to dilute our culture. They're going to harm our country. Those are the exact same slanders that were thrown against our immigrant forefathers who came here through Ellis Island. They came here from Germany and from Ireland and from Italy and all over Europe. And now they're coming from the south of the border and everywhere else. We should be welcoming them here. They are the next generation of Americans that can be the next generation of American entrepreneurs, business owners, people who create jobs, people who create prosperity. But as long as we keep government in the way of this process, it stifles that growth. So I'm somebody who believes in, I don't believe in the scare tactics of immigrants. I live near them. I go to church with them. And frankly, it's ridiculous.
He lives in Atlanta, by the way. It's like one of the highest crime rates in the country.
Wanted to come into our country and start their American dream the same way 40% of our country did. 40% of our people can trace their roots right back to Ellis Island. We need to return that process to the United States and get government out of the way.
Listen, Chase is right. A lot of people can trace back to Ellis Island. And we had sponsors.
Claudia?
We came here one at a time. It was very difficult.
Hold on.
The premise of the question is that.
Hold on. She's gonna totally get rid of the premise of the question.
Yeah.
So Typo says this guy sucks. I agree that Chase sucks, and I told you I have fundamental disagreements with Chase. And
Yeah.
immigration, abortion, and protection of children are the three biggest ones I can
just
tell
a
you.
few, just a few.
Yeah, I mean,
disagreements.
very important shit for me. I couldn't vote for Chase. I like Chase as a person. I've had dinner with Chase. He's a nice guy, but I could not vote for somebody that believes those things, right? And so those are our big fundamental disagreements. And immigration on show right there. It's exactly what he's saying. Just let everybody in as long as they don't pose a risk. Well, we can't. It's unsustainable. And he didn't talk about ending. He didn't. You notice he didn't bring up ending the welfare state at all.
No,
at all.
they're not coming for jobs, guys.
No.
They're coming for free shit.
They're getting $10,000 gift cards in New York right now, dude. Like, I almost want to
they
get
drop
rid of my
leaflets
citizenship
in
and come
Mexico.
back through a New York port, dude.
Yes. They're dropping leaflets to these people in South America. Hey, it's open. Biden is your daddy. Come on up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
he
It's
has-
not like it was in the beginning.
Well, like, okay, he's talking about legalizing all drugs, right? To decriminalize it. Well, like, sure, I agree with that essentially. But what is the major issue that we talked about all throughout all cities that you see what conservatives rail cities for? Like letting homeless people just do drugs on the street.
Drug
If you're
addicts
gonna
in public.
talk, yeah, if you're gonna talk about like legalizing, you better like, oh yeah, but if you're gonna do it out in public in our streets, we're gonna physically remove you from our society. Like you're not going to stay here.
Bro,
Because
if you take a shower behind the asshole of a horse, I don't want you. I don't want you in our country, dude. Okay, that's a cultural difference that we cannot get. We cannot get over, dude. I'm sorry. Like
That was an advanced society, by the way.
Like, listen, if you're a doctor or a lawyer or a fucking pilot or like something dope like that, brain surgeon or something, hell yeah, come on in, dude.
That's how we used to do it.
Let's get you vetted. If you're going to help society you're going to help build society. You're going to be this great thinker that helps build society. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm all set. If you take shit showers behind the asshole of a horse, I don't need you here, dude. Like, there's nothing for you in the United States. And I don't care how bad that makes me look to like the other libertarians, but that's the truth. The reason why we have this decline in America today is because we've just let everyone that has any kind of cultural difference from us into this country. Okay? I promise you, that is a huge part of the problem here today. And I'm not anti-multiculturalism. I'm not. I think that some cultures mesh with ours okay. Okay? But you can't have a country that has a million different cultures. Some of those cultures have never lived indoors, have never had running water. They shit in holes outside, dude. Like that doesn't work here. It doesn't work. We can't move 1,500 people to 15 to 20,000 people, right? That take their showers out of the asshole of a horse and move them into New York City and expect New York City to be like a cool, calm place, dude. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how mad people like the purist libertarians get at me, which, by the way, dude, I love the purist message, okay? I do. I think it's a North Star. I think it's the direction we should be heading. I'm not mad at any of the people. Even the people who like try to dunk on me about libertarian principles, fine. I get it. But at some point, we have to think about like our kids and our family and like moving forward as a society.
Our future.
Yeah, and like we can't do that when we're just importing the third world into one of the greatest nations on earth, bro. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. Like clean your shit up, build your own fucking society. We've already started building ours. And I know that that makes people mad. I don't care. I don't give a shit. But like seriously, dude, it's ridiculous.
Josh, can I
completely
soften
agree.
what you're saying just a hair?
No. Make it harder.
No.
Okay,
I'm just
go
saying, coming from me. Okay, this may be. I'm appealing to the libertarians that would call you too rigid on this.
Oh, they're going to. They're going to do it no matter what.
I don't care if you're a bricklayer. If you're gonna come here and lay bricks, come on in. That's what I'm concerned about. If there was no welfare state here, if you didn't get any free shit, that changes this whole dynamic. Then we can talk about having a border that's much more free flowing,
right? And
maybe just a quick check, an ID check, and you're in. We can talk about that if there's no free shit. Like we're not paying for your free shit.
For instance, the Orthodox Russians, okay, when they moved into the United States, they predominantly immigrated to the Pacific Northwest and Alaska. Okay, they built small little villages with one street, built all their homes on the same street, put a church at the end of the street. They still have a Russian accent, even the kids that were born here in America. Okay. Totally fine.
Sure. I don't
Totally
understand.
cool, dude. Like,
Great.
totally stay to themselves. They go out and build other people's driveways and shit. Like, that's dope. Like, I think that's great.
appreciate you mixing a little bit more in the American culture.
It doesn't even
do
bother
your
me.
thing.
Doesn't even bother me, dude.
Do your thing. Doesn't
And,
bother
and maybe it's the Christian in me. I'm like, dude, if you're like a fucking like a Christian who believes in like a futuristic society that actually like moves forward, real progress, not progressive progress,
Sure,
real
sure,
progress, then I'd love to have you. I'm fine with that, dude. But like to have no real vetting system on like terrorists and like communicable diseases and like fucking just third world like immigrants that don't
if you came
have
from
anything.
a mud building, you wipe your ass with your bare hand, and you showered behind a
There's
urinating animal.
No reason for you to be here.
We
dude.
don't want
We
you
don't
to
want you
come
here.
here.
Dude. No, absolutely not.
Okay?
I
I apologize
if
if I
okay,
offended you.
and if you think,
Don't come
and listen,
here.
listen, and if you're one of the people that's like, we need to import this entire third world into the United States, you're a fucking idiot, dude. You are destroying your culture. You're destroying the family. You're destroying everything. Absolutely, you're destroying fucking property prices. I mean, like all kinds of shit, dude. Like,
Yes.
and this is the problem with. I don't even want Californians to move to Iowa.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, and that's saying something, dude. I don't want Americans moving to Iowa, dude. I mean that. I 100% mean that. It's way too fucking cold here for you, California.
No.
Do not come here. Unless you're pro-gun rights, pro-family, pro-economic freedoms, then please move to Iowa. If you're not,
Like, if you're north of Sacramento,
yeah. And listen, and they're having this problem in New Hampshire right now, right? Where they tried to start this libertarian utopia, and the guy who started, Jason Sorensen, is saying, well, we don't allow any bigots. Like, I don't care if you're a bigot, dude. I don't care. Are you pro-freedom? Are you pro-gun rights? Are you pro-family? I don't care if you're a bigot, dude. If you're going to leave me the fuck alone and let me raise my family the way that I want to without harming anybody, dude, please move to Iowa. But the rest of California, stay the fuck out. Don't come here.
they come here and vote for the dumb shit.
Yeah, the worst shit. Free schools and shit. Like our school system here is so great because we have like one of the best school freedom states in the entire country. You can literally just homeschool your kids. You don't even have to tell the government.
We have school
Don't
choice.
come here and fuck that up for us. It's great.
It's not perfect. It's getting better.
Yeah.
It's not perfect. It's getting better.
Typo. How do you feel about importing the third world into the United States?
Yeah, not at all, dude. I know I see a lot of libertarians make like an economic argument where they'll say that there's some sort of economic incentive to bring people from different countries here because they'll work jobs that a lot of Americans won't do. But like, honestly, it's like, why, even if that's true, which I don't even necessarily know if it is true, why would I be okay with my country this culture being eroded and my people becoming a fraction of the population, even if we get some sort of economic incentive out of it? Because it's like, it won't even be the same country anymore. I don't know if you guys know this, but like, I live in Illinois, and Illinois is a pretty blue state. It's like I'm pretty sure it's like a sanctuary state mostly. Like there's a lot of incentives for illegals and
You got
immigrants
to move
come
just
here.
a little bit
Yeah.
southwest, buddy.
Yeah, I know. It's my plan. But I'm trying to convince like my entire family could come with me. But like it's not like, I grew up down here and it's not the same anymore because like, when I was 6, 7, 8, like it was just a small, quiet town. And I mean, everyone in my small town was just white Protestant. And now my small town is like 30% Hispanic. And it's like, like no one down here signed up for that. Like this is not, and it's not to say that we have problems with these people. Like it's not that we like, want them to like be in jail or thrown or killed or anything. Like we want the best for them, but we want the best for our community. And it's like, I don't want, I don't want my town to be the barrio. Like and a lot of people here feel that way.
Right.
Like this town is changing rapidly over 20 years and we didn't sign up for this.
But
And it's being forced
I do
on
want to
us.
say.
I got a question
No,
for
I
you.
do want to
Go
say.
ahead.
I do want to say. I grew up in parts of the barrio, and it was the best neighborhoods I lived in growing up. Just because the other neighborhoods were tweaker white neighborhood where they'd steal your catalytic converter in broad daylight,
Yeah.
and then the absolute
The
hood in East Oakland, yeah, like real bad, dude. But like the barrio, they would stay up late and drink fucking Coronas all night and play their dumb music, but they'd bring me like fresh fucking tamales every day, and they were like super helpful and cut my lawn and shit. Like,
Yeah.
super cool, dude.
Yeah, I want to make a comment on that. So, Typo. So I've lived in Des Moines for a long time. We have a large, I don't know how to describe this. We have refugee status. So like when there's refugees from foreign countries, they come to Iowa. We're a very accepting community. So we have space for them. We invite them here. So during Vietnam, we had Hmong, Laotian, Vietnamese coming over. During the Bosnian War, we had the Bosnians. We had Somalians. We've had
the Thai Dum is a big example.
What's that?
The Thai Dum people.
Yeah, Thai Dum. And I think lastly, we've had the Hispanic and South American influx in Des Moines. I would say I don't think it's a problem of. Okay, we can talk about who it is, who the immigrant is. I think it's the rate of immigration. I think we can assimilate a certain number of people over a number of years. But when you flood us, like you said, your town went like up to 30%. You know, we're talking about from single digits to up to 30%. It's too much of a strain on that culture and society to assimilate that amount of people.
Right.
So if they don't,
right.
So they start to. So you know, in Des Moines, there's like a little Mexico. I used to live there, and it was like it's all tiendas and a large Mexican Latino population. And they're great people. Don't get me wrong, man. The food's great. You know, we could talk crime stats.
Yeah,
it's
a little bit higher.
It's a little bit higher. Not bad.
It's not 1360.
It's not 1353. But
yeah.
I think. Do you think it's the? Would you agree it's the rate of immigration?
I think the rate definitely plays a factor. I think that's very true. I think. Well, the thing is like small towns down here are being like eroded, where it's becoming more a different, like the immigrants are coming here and then like the people that were native here are moving away. Like most people that grew up here, like a lot of people I went to school with don't even live in my community anymore. They left, they went somewhere else. They went south. They, so like, I mean, in effect, they're pushing people out, and it's not like they're like holding a gun and like forcing everyone out. It's just things are changing, like you said, so rapidly that people just, they don't want to put up with it. Like, it's like, my parents raised me here, but now I don't want to raise my kids here because it's just completely different. And then, I mean, Illinois sucks in general, but a lot more other reasons than just immigration.
You're so close, buddy. You're so close.
Yeah, I know.
Just come right over the border.
I literally border Missouri. Like, I'm right next to Missouri.
Missouri is a great state.
Yeah, Missouri
is a great state, but Iowa is so much better, dude. So much better. I promise you.
Well,
you get better barbecue in Kansas City, though.
Nashville, Tennessee, than I am Chicago.
Right. Yeah, because Chicago's like 5 hours from us, like 4.5 hours from us.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, dude, like get out right outside of Des Moines somewhere, and you start getting in the cornfields, man, and you can just go in and buy a gun and put it in your pants. You don't have to register it. No registering your guns. You can fucking. The only thing here is like you get all these cool things like homeschool, freedom, and all this stuff, but you can't smoke weed though. I mean, you can, but you can still go to jail.
I would give that up.
Weed. Yeah,
I would give that up.
It's a good trade.
Or not do it, publicly.
Let's get back in. Let's get back into.
We got you, bro.
Claudia. All right. Yeah, we've already done an hour. We're like halfway through the first question.
Part 2.
Yeah.
Immigrants are criminals, and immigrants are workers that have been displaced by wars, sanctions, and climate crisis that U.S. capitalism, U.S. imperialism has accelerated and created in those countries. It is very interesting that today marks the 20-year anniversary of the U.S.-backed coup in Haiti, for example. It is very important for us to understand what the United States did and continues to do in places like Haiti. The United States has stolen the ability for the socialist project of Cuba to develop itself, stealing from its economy $15 million a day.
No, that's untrue.
Wait, what?
So $160
those are just the baseball
for
players.
over 60 years. That strangles the economy of a country. It moves and forces people to
no
leave,
way in
following
hell
the traces
do we steal
of the
$50
things
million
that
a day
have been
from Cuba.
stolen
There's
from
no
them.
way.
And
They
so
don't
if
have that
we
much money.
want to be able to mitigate the immigration crisis, which happens to be a crisis now, but it wasn't an immigration crisis when the European settlers that came into this nation and displaced the indigenous people. That wasn't an immigration crisis, but so far it happens to be now.
Hold on. I want to say this.
And it's also
I want to say this. A lot of people don't know this. But when we came here, we actually tried to live with them. That was the whole point.
We did.
We lived with them for a long time before all the bad shit happened. And they continued to kill people. They were killing their own people.
Yes.
All the fucking time, dude. They were annihilating entire family, bloodlines, tribes, everything. All the fucking time, dude. I
For
understand
about
that
400 years.
I understand that we weren't here first. Okay. I get that. But did we improve society, or would people still be taking baths in horse dung? I don't know. But I can't tell
They
you.
didn't invent the wheel.
Right. I'm just saying.
The wheel.
I'm
guys.
just saying it was bad. Screwed Up Rebellion. This is not all LP, by the way. This is some of these people
Yeah.
are. Some of these people
did
are
they
not.
Did they even shower in horse dung? I thought Europeans brought the horses here.
Oh yeah, cow,
It would've been
dung.
It was cow.
Yeah,
It
cow.
was a
dung.
cow. Yeah.
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah, buffalo.
Yeah,
buffalo.
Buffalo.
I don't think
Tatanka.
I don't know if the cow is native to the United States. I think that's
a
native-
European thing,
That's
isn't
a
it?
European thing.
Yeah.
That they
Oh,
brought.
well.
I know the chicken
Wow.
is.
Now I have to
from
stop eating.
China.
Holstein.
Now I got to stop eating gay cows, dude. That's too bad. Fuck. Now what am I gonna eat? Are you sure? Because I thought they ate a lot of pork and chicken. And
There was fucking nothing here. There was deer and buffalo,
a lot of deer.
There's wild.
And no, there was wild boar too.
antelope, wild boar.
Yeah.
That's correct. Well,
All right.
well,
Let's see.
wild boar. I don't know.
Let's see. Let's
yeah,
go back.
there's still wild boar.
Alright.
Okay, guys, we're never gonna get through this ever. We're gonna have to do.
You're
it
the
first.
one who
These are
paused
great.
it.
gendered.
Shush.
And so when we
Yeah, 'cause you
think
keep
about
talking through it.
immigration, we need to think about foreign policy and the ways in which the United States has, through its imperialist mechanisms, displaced people. 60 million people
Displaced.
across the world are moving because of war,
That's fake.
sanctions,
She's trying-
and climate change.
You know she's
we
not
want to change
an
that.
immigrant,
We
right?
want to
This is
protect the
fake.
borders.
This accent.
Oh,
The
yeah.
best thing we could do is get out of other people's nations.
She sounds like
Our
my
socialist
Spanish
solution
teacher.
is building
fake.
foreign policy
She's faking
that
it.
is built
She
in
doesn't actually talk like
collaboration, that is built in bringing back the troops, closing the 800 military bases all across the globe. Shutting down
170.
I agree with
NATO,
that.
shutting down
175.
Africa,
It's not
the
800.
Southern
What are you gonna do with the
Command,
money?
and actually putting those soldiers that are out there doing the bidding of capitalism in this country to do meaningful
The
work.
beating of capitalism.
She doesn't understand what
Afuera.
capitalism means at all.
That's what I
she
have to say to
doesn't
her.
understand what
Afuera.
capitalism means at all.
Lars.
Thank you so much.
Here's
I
Lars.
love
I just want
that
her
you
to be
framed it
asked,
in
where
the-
does
in the
money come from?
form of the cartels, because this is the problem that I see in America today. Prohibition doesn't work. We had prohibition in the 30s around alcohol. And what did that create? That created Al Capone. Okay? The government creates monopolies in crime
Valentine's Day
when they
massacre.
prohibit things. And they have created a monopoly for the cartels. And if you're in business, what do you do when you're in business? You try to increase your sales and your production. So the cartels are in the business of selling drugs, and they are pushing drugs on Americans. I believe that the 50-year failed war on drugs has created more drug users than it has stopped. It's time to end this failure. Throwing some more people in jail and spending some more money on the problem is not going to fix the problem. We have to deschedule drugs at the federal level and end the cartels altogether. This is going to solve a big part of the problem at our southern border. We have chaos at our southern border because of the federal government's policies at the southern border. The cartels are disrupting the people south of the border, and they're fleeing the violence and crime that comes with the cartels. So by eliminating
they're
them, we can get rid
organizing
of a
the
lot of the
people.
problem. But there's
Jesus
still
Christ.
chaos at the border. So what we need to do is we need to streamline the system.
Yeah,
so
the
that people
cartels
can
are
come
literally
here
bringing the
easily,
people over here.
find work
It's a
easily,
fucking
and be
business,
legal
Lars.
in this country, just like
They
my
have
ancestors were able to
armbands.
try to come and
Colored
find the American
armbands.
dream. And I agree with Claudia.
Used up over
We
here.
need to stop the imperialism in America. We need to stop projecting ourselves all over the world. We need to close down those 800 bases that she was talking about. And what we could do is we could use that money to create an energy race that would lower the cost of
Rise to
energy
Liberty.
across America.
Lars
And
paid for
not
his
only
votes
that,
to
would
get into
lower the
this
cost
debate.
of
He was the
energy
one
across
that
the
paid
world,
to
and
get
that
in.
would start lifting people up all over
Yeah,
the
he
world
needed to.
without America spending any more money.
Adult Friend Finder annual income $314 million.
Bill.
Many points of agreement here. I completely agree this crisis of immigration is a crisis that has been created really by the United States of America through our foreign policy, through our economic domination, and through climate change, where we have been the major contributor
Climate
to
change?
the destabilization of the climate. And on the
Señor, it
issue
is
of
so hot.
economic
It's so hot down here,
destabilization,
man.
consider, for example,
come north.
the number of immigrants that have come from Guatemala. Well, where did that originate? That was about doing a favor for United Fruit and overthrowing the democratically elected government of Guatemala, but way back in the 1950s, in order to prevent redistribution of land, so that
that in
poor
Iran
people
in the
and
50s
peasants
too.
would have a means of survival, basically. And that model has been repeated over and over again. It's been documented, for example, that the U.S. has conducted regime change, largely
The immigration
covertly
crisis is because of
through
climate change.
CIA,
What?
approximately
fuck?
70
Senora,
times
they
since
told me
the
there was
Second
snow
World War.
here.
That doesn't even
You had
include
snow?
the wars that we have conducted, which are, of course, another source of really
Not
drastic
a single one of them said to end the
destabilization and
fucking welfare
source
state.
of,
Not a single
migrants.
one of them. Not Lars.
And it's
Not even the
worth,
fucking
reminding
libertarians.
people
Not even a mention.
that this foreign policy based on economic domination, it has a name. It's called full spectrum dominance. It says the quiet part out loud, that the United States specifically
This is why I should have been in this
through
debate.
its military and the
This is why I should have been
Pentagon
in the
has
debate.
declared that we will dominate all regions of the globe at all times in all spheres of potential conflict. And we assert that power. We are asserting that power right now in
Still
the
got
Middle
way more
East,
votes than Michael Rechenwald
where
did, though.
Israel was long ago declared the unsinkable battleship
Way more.
for the United States, essentially safeguarding
The wreck didn't make
access
this.
to oil, which
No, he
way
was like
back,
3 candidates
when
under
we needed
me.
that oil. Now we don't need that oil.
beat him
but
by
we
like- I
still
beat him by like 3,000 or
want to,
4,000 votes, dude.
basically control that oil. So this is about reforming U.S. policy and ending the spigot that's driving this migration crisis.
Thank you so much.
Can we
And
just
do you-
talk about the climate change, please?
Any
Bigot?
rebuttals? Any rebuttals before we move on to the next
We're all
question?
going to agree, and no one's going to say anything about the welfare state. See, told you. Oh,
All of America is tired of watching moms and babies crawl under barbed wire at the southern border. We're tired of seeing children separated from their families. As a parent, that devastates me. And we can do
Oh
better,
my
America. We
God,
can do better.
Lars.
We
He's
need
a
to end the chaos at the border.
Okay.
yeah, he's got.
Does
I
everyone
think
know
he's got
that
an
was
18
staged?
I think he's got an 18-year-old daughter or something. I met her. She's nice. They're nice people, dude.
Does everyone know that was staged, guys?
Yeah. So check this out. I want to clarify. One of the biggest things we can do to combat the crisis right now is to end the welfare state. If you're not handing out free entitlements to people coming over the border, they're not.
Yeah.
90% of that border crossing is done. It's
Or
over.
if immigrants started voting Republican, do you know how sealed up that fucking border would be?
tomorrow, yeah, dude. Yeah, no
Like
doubt.
super glue
Yeah.
overnight.
Yeah.
Gorilla glue.
Yeah.
Keep those fuckers out.
Well, and I got in this argument with somebody about
Vote for Trump.
about the
Like,
children get out about the children and mothers climbing under chicken wire, which by the way is not happening.
It's staged. it happened.
It's not really
it's
happening.
staged,
It's not
dude.
really happening, dude. I'll tell you this. I got in this argument with somebody recently online, and I actually looked up the incidences of. They said, oh, closing the border in Texas is actually killing thousands of people. And I said, are you sure about that? Or do you think that a lot more people were dying crossing the border before the border got closed? Because I'll tell you what, people were drowning all the time when the border was not closed.
Listen,
All the
that's
fucking time.
a river that is let's be honest is mostly easily crossable. Okay, there's a book. I'm not the name of the title escapes me. A gentleman wrote this book about the 10,000 people that die every year that go where there's no fence and they go through the desert. They're like, fuck it. And so they carry water and try and make it. They die. Their bodies are eaten by animals and their bones are scattered. They fucking disappear. There are
Jesus.
10,000 people a year that disappear because we say, hey, we got free shit.
Yeah.
You just got to get here.
Yeah.
You just got to make it past that border. We know you can do it. Come on.
It's
Vote
crazy.
Democrat.
That's crazy.
They're
Come
fixing
on.
climate change.
And they die. And they're of course the females are raped. Okay,
all
that's
the time,
currency.
constantly. Kids too. Kids
sorry.
too.
Yeah, not safe for work, right? Yeah, you're raped when you come here and you're a female. Okay, that's gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
That's currency for the coyotes. Coyotes are the cartel people
Coyotes.
that handle you and bring you across the border.
Not coyotes. Coyotes.
Coyotes.
Coyotes.
Coyotes. you know.
Typo, what do you think about the immigration arguments? Did you hear a single argument that made any sense?
No. I mean, they basically all agreed. Like they all agreed pretty much. Like they didn't really differentiate each other from each other. So it's like, okay, well, which one do I pick if they all have the same opinion, really? And his rebuttal was just like he doubled down on what he already believed.
Yeah. See, if I had been up there, I'd have been like, listen, Borders closed till the welfare state's abolished. We are not in the business of handing out entitlements to foreign nations any longer.
Nope.
Included in that will be the end of foreign aid. We will. I'm perfectly fine with decriminalizing drugs. Perfectly okay with that. We're not going to stop fighting the fucking criminal cartels from coming over here. You know what I mean? Like, they're still trying to come in here and hurt and kill people all the time, constantly. And child sex trafficking, which, by the way, pays them way more money than the drug trade does. Way more.
You
Human
sell an ounce of coke,
way
it's,
more.
$800 street value. You can resell a girl 15 times a day.
Yeah, and make a ton of fucking money, and they have a lot of them. So, anyways, okay, we made it through the immigration part of this debate. Let's see what we do next here.
It intends to restore the integrity and faith in our
Did I fuck
election
this up?
system.
I did. I messed it up.
Jesus.
Because the government, the Congress, essentially.
We need to stop that.
All right, here we go. Josh is dropping needle skills in 3, 2, 1.
Boomerang of the stream. It makes a return in spectacular fashion.
Following the traces of the things that
process. You don't give them any help.
Oh, just go to the beginning of that. I think you're at the start.
Carbon based.
Go to the start of
Yemen, are we
chases.
bombing Yemen as well? All right.
Oh,
Over
bombing
again.
Yemen.
We need Medicare
I had that
for
on my
all
bingo
right
card.
now.
I don't know what's going on here. Hold on.
Machine code of all the machines so that we all know.
Oh my God, dude. Should this be the end? Should this just be the end?
Well, we're getting there. I don't understand what's going on here.
end the dictatorship of the billionaire.
All of you. It's called
Less than 4% of crime. But if they did solve a crime, let's say you bought a stolen
she's
car,
talking about white
they
people,
would make
guys.
you give the stolen
Less
property
than
you
4%
purchased.
of crime.
Every step of the way, starting when you talk to a police officer, you should have a massive federal government.
I am also a member of the Party for Socialism and Liberation, which is a party
Dude,
System.
Wait, what's this?
working towards making this country better. So, I'm done with my
That,
like the chemical dependency
Please
problem
clap.
and the disease that they
Yeah,
are.
we're hitting all the greatest hits
Part of
right
this
now.
process,
All right, that's immigration. This is things.
Spread concern is from Frankie Lozada. Given the evolving tactics
just start
of
here.
drug
That's fine.
cartels, including
okay, there it is.
use
There it
of
is. That's
advanced
where we're at.
technology,
yeah,
Go past her
underground
answer.
tunnels, and the smuggling of
Where are
narcotics
we at right now? It's not
and
showing.
human
So skip forward like
trafficking
5
and
minutes.
trafficking through legal, that is, port of entry. What innovative
doesn't have a skip
approaches do
button
you
on here.
conceive
way of those people. That
because it's also racialized and it's also
Sales and your production. So the cartels are in the business of selling.
Wait, no, that was a different
Bill.
question.
No,
Many
same.
points of agreement here.
on to the next question?
fear wave. That's what the two.
called the
We'll
prison
edit this out.
We're going to end
industrial
after this
complex.
We're
question.
going to edit this out in
America
post,
has
right?
many more people in prisons and jails per capita than every country in the world except China. Do you think there's a crime wave? And how would you rethink our criminal laws and penalties for
Let's
the
do this.
21st century?
Let's listen to all the
What
answers,
steps
and then
would
we'll
you
this.
take
Okay.
to ensure that prisons are more focused on rehabilitation? Take it where you may.
No, I don't think we're in the middle of a crime wave. I actually think we're in the middle of an overcriminalization wave. We have far too many things that are illegal in this country where there's no victim. We've mentioned the war on drugs. I can mention consensual sex work. Any other behavior where you're not hurting another person should be absolutely legal. We throw so many people in jail for this, and it creates trauma. When you take somebody who's an addict and you remove them, you arrest them, you throw them in jail, you traumatize them throughout that process. You don't give them any help. Then they get back on the street. What's the first thing they do? They go to alleviate that trauma with the drugs. This creates a cycle that is ruining so many communities in this country, particularly communities of
that's why you
color
have
and those
crack
who
wars.
don't have the means to fight back
He's
when the
explaining
government
crack
tries to
wars,
take them
guys.
down. And so I support changing the entire way we think about criminal justice from every step of the way. Starting when you talk to a police officer, you should have no qualified immunity for police because if you're done wrong, you should get your day in court. Officers should be required to carry liability insurance. So when they do wrong and there's a settlement against them, that comes out of their insurance policy, not out of the other taxpayer-funded systems in a local government. We need to
Guess
do
who's
things
gonna
like
be
ending
cops?
the death penalty,
That's the thing
ending
they talked about
mandatory
that, actually.
minimums.
But I also
ending
want the death
private
penalty for
prisons.
pedos.
Guess who
I'm a
becomes cops when
libertarian.
you
I
do
don't
that?
believe the government should do a lot, but one of those things should be criminal justice. And I want to remove the profit motive for having people shoved into beds for prisons. So I oppose private prisons. And from every step of the way, through even release and probation and the kinds of abuses cases and the fact that people are paying hundreds of dollars a month to be monitored by the state when really they probably shouldn't have even been arrested in the first place. I absolutely want to change this.
Doc
But no,
Sexy
we're not
says
in a
both
crime wave.
libertarians,
We're in a
drug, sex,
media-generated
drugs,
fear
sex,
wave.
taxes.
That's what the
Yep,
two parties want you to be. They
Yeah,
want you to be
kinda.
afraid when you go to the ballot box because when you're scared,
That's
it's easier
exactly
to
what I
control
said.
you.
I made a post
I don't
about
want
this
to be
2 weeks
afraid of
ago.
people. I trust that most people are good people and that if given the chance, they'd be able to live their lives in peace without the interference of government. And so, yeah, remove the overcriminalization of our society, end qualified immunity, and get ourselves back to a truly just justice system that treats people equal in the court of law and doesn't give government a hand up.
Chase. Thanks, Chase. We're going to work our way across on this one. So, Jasmine?
My platform abolishes police and prisons. We switch to a home type
Agree.
system where you
Agree.
have someone at a home, because my platform also gives everybody guaranteed housing. When it comes to preserving police and prisons, we think that it's time to stop dehumanizing Americans. Anyone who has questions about my policy can read it at jasminesherman.com
I
or
agree.
have it
Free
read
all
to
prisoners.
them. However, it is time to switch to a house arrest system with a community task force. Defunding and abolishing the police is our first step. There's no reason for a stranger who doesn't live in your zip code.
Bro, hey, we know that you just killed 9 young kids, but you're gonna get house arrest.
Oh my God! Here, I low key agree here. Okay, here,
No, you don't.
follow me.
No,
on
you
this.
don't, dude.
Follow
Trust
me. on
me.
this.
You don't want to go down this road, bro.
Abolish the police, abolish prisons, give us full constitutional Second Amendment gun rights. If you do that, I'm okay with that. Absolutely.
I'm not. I can't.
Oh,
be.
really?
I can't be. I know. Even
We'll
in
need wagons
I
for all
don't
the
want
bodies,
to have
but other
to
than
kill
that,
people.
even in the problem is that like 70, probably over 75% of the population of the United States is not actually willing to kill somebody, dude. Okay, and
oh, that's true. That's true.
and here's the
But you
thing.
only need
And
like
here's the thing.
3%.
And here's the thing, dude. Like I don't want to go and be a detective for serial killers either, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we need some
I'm
kind
not
of
doing detective
There's
work.
got to be some kind of exactly.
I'm not doing detective work.
You will be what? Okay, 150
If
little
someone
girls.
enters my property-
150 little girls go missing, AJ, over the course of a year
Yes.
in your county.
Sure.
Okay,
sure.
and you're not going to go out looking for that person
Okay.
because there's nobody else to do it.
Right. But that's happening right now. Okay. There's 150 kids being.
I'm talking
kidnapped
about
right
one
now.
guy doing it. One guy. This
No,
is a hypothetical, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a serial. So how would you catch a serial killer with no police?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Don't you want some kind of force that investigates these things?
Okay. So
Even in
serial
an
killers
anarchist
operate right
society,
now.
even in an anarchist society, I'd want some kind of paid force that specializes in tracking down serial killers or pedophiles or any of these things, dude. So I'm when I say abolish police or abolish prisons, that's insane to me. Not maybe if you said abolish state-run prisons and state-run police, and we have security networks, fine, that's fine.
Okay, you mean sheriffs?
Sure, sheriffs are fine too, but that's
Sheriffs aren't police.
That's still police. They're still police. They're still
No,
considered a
no.
peace officer.
She's
dude.
talking about municipal officers.
She's talking about abolishing everybody
to
and
one-
putting people on house arrest that have done crimes, bro. That's what she just said. And
she's
they're free
insane.
home, by the way.
She's insane. I'm
You've
talking
killed,
about
you've
just
killed
the police issue.
You've killed 9 young girls. Here's your new home. You're on house arrest for the next 5 years.
I'm telling you guys, you don't need a police force. You need a sheriff. You need a sheriff and a jail for people that fuck up. I agree with you. You don't need police if men were the type of men that we.
I'm not
need
pro
in
police
society.
by any means. So let's get back
Okay.
into this thing. What do you think, Typo? Are you pro police?
I wouldn't just outright abolish them right away. Probably not. Like, especially with like people are like very, very concerned about crime, and like immigration happening, just bringing in more crime. So, I mean, if your message is like to abolish police right now, I think that's just going to be a major turnoff for a lot of people, even people on the left.
Yeah, when they say abolish police, they mean screwed up rebellion. They mean law enforcement entirely. Let's get back to this.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get back into this.
To be patrolling your neighborhoods. It makes more sense for us to start community task force and pay the individual within the community to watch their own neighborhoods, to watch their own children.
But now we're
And that
paying
helps to
communities
stimulate
to
the
do that.
economy and create jobs.
No, it doesn't.
And keeps people at home where they want to be.
If it's come from tax money, it's not
If
stimulating.
I
the
made my
economy.
salary right
Jill?
now just to
Hold on,
patrol my
Pickers.
neighborhood,
Indeed,
make
we
sure there's no
are
fuck ups.
indeed
Think
an
about that.
over criminalizing
Safest neighborhood in
society.
Des
The
Moines.
vast majority of people who are incarcerated have done no violent crime. The majority is there for nonviolent drug crimes, and this just creates all sorts of knockoff problems. For the cost
sound right.
of incarcerating someone, we could be providing them with a college education and ensuring that they have, a positive role and skills to be contributing members of society. In addition to our extremely oppressive and criminalizing drug laws, we should also be addressing the basically poverty and the causes of impoverishment and the desperation that drives petty crime. But whenever mentioning petty crime, one should be mindful that petty crimes are so small compared to corporate crime and the routine ripoff of the public interest by Wall Street and large billionaires who also received enormous subsidies from the public by way of tax breaks. The corporate contribution to our taxes, in fact, used to be about 6% of
Fucking
GDP.
Jill, dude.
Rich
After
people
the Second
bad,
World
street
War,
criminals
it's now
good.
1% of GDP. So in giving away the store to the most fortunate, those who are essentially rolling in profit, we have essentially de-invested in our communities, in our schools, in healthcare, and so on, and created a desperate environment that often leaves people little choice
about
other
usury?
than
Criminalize
a
profit?
criminal
Great
enterprise,
idea.
particularly drug sales.
can
So
kill me.
by legalizing drugs and providing for strong communities, we can essentially massively reduce the incarceration, and
Thank
people
you.
should also be pardoned and released from jail where drugs are being
Thank you, Jill.
now
On to
legalized.
Claudia.
Thank you.
Oh,
We
here we
need to
go.
understand the very basis, the very foundation of the criminal justice system in this country, of the incarceration system of this country. And it's based precisely on private property. And it's based precisely on the control and the surveillance of people. There was no abolition of slavery in this country. There was the differentiation of the transference of methodology. People in prison still do cheap labor for this country. We need to abolish the prison industrial complex that has a profit motive. We need to be able to understand security in our communities as housing, as employment, as healthcare, as education. Those are the things that we need. And we need to also understand that the majority of crimes, as Jill mentioned, the majority of crimes are crimes of survival. People trying to make ends
No, they're
meet
not.
in
That's
this
not true.
country.
No.
And so we need to be clear
Things that
that when
never
we're
happened
talking
for
about
$500.
mass incarceration, it does not protect society. When we're talking about
Yes, it does.
policing and the increase in budgets that happens every year, so the police departments all across the country does not provide security. It provides violence and brutality in our communities. 2023, we saw the record highs of police brutalities in our community.
She wants
And
to
so
be-
we need to be able to
She wants to be the
understand
Cuban
very roots
dictator
to deal
so
with the
bad.
problem and
Oh
not just
my
the
fucking
symptom.
God.
If we want to be able to abolish prisons, we need to
More
abolish
people died of
capitalism.
spider bites
If we
than police
want to
brutality, by the
abolish
way.
policing, we need to abolish capitalism, and we need to provide a society, create a society that is able to provide us with all our basic and human rights, so that
blaming
we
everything
have
on capitalism,
a reduction
every
in
single
crime. Because
answer,
guess
all
what?
the time.
Sociologists talk about that.
That she
where
couldn't
there is
even
less
define capitalism.
need
I'd
for
put a lot
people
of
to
money on
cover
that.
their needs, there is less crimes. And so we want less crimes. We want to be able to provide
This woman
for
has
our
never
people.
heard
Thank
of the
you,
Mouse
Claudia.
Utopia experiment.
Okay, let's go.
Lars?
Let's see. Lars,
Thank you.
here we go. All right, Lars,
Clearly, the
don't let us
criminal
down.
justice system is rigged. We see
Everything's
this in the
rigged.
upper
Rigged.
echelons of our government right now,
How's it
where
rigged?
Congress people and upper elites are
Just
able to
as
get away
AJ.
with things that normal people would never get away with, that we would all find ourselves in prison with, yet somehow there's multi-tiers of justice based on who you know and how much money you have. We need to level the playing field. And some of the ways that we can level the playing field and unrig the system is we can end qualified immunity so that police cannot hide behind their badge, that if they do something that is bad, they get held accountable. We have to get rid of the profit motive for them, and we can do this by ending civil asset forfeiture, which allows for police to basically take from people without really due process and take their possessions. And that's how they can oftentimes fund their own departments. And this puts money in their pockets, and it's clearly a rigged system. You know, obviously, I talked about the ending the failed war on drugs. I think that puts a lot of people in prison that don't need to be there. And to Claudia's point, desperate people do desperate things. And there's a lot of people in America that are suffering financially and economically due to the way that our government system is run. So we need to lift those people up. We need to improve our economy for all people. You know,
Shane, if you guys would have voted for me at the California straw poll instead of Michael Reckenwald,
and go
we
on
would
to
have beat
found a very
Lars,
large and
in case you were
successful
wondering.
company. I want all Americans to be able to get to that
wasted your
level
vote,
of
dude.
success. I want all Americans to be lifted up and have a standard of living that we can all be proud of.
Hazel would
You know,
vote
we
for me
used
for
to have
sure.
that before.
Hazel endorsed me. He's one of my
I call
first
for an end to
endorsements.
the Federal Reserve because I believe that the Federal Reserve is one of the key institutions that is creating wealth
and the Fed,
inequality
and the Fed.
and income inequality in America by stealing money from regular folks and handing it to the banking cartel, and that goes to the corporations. By the time it trickles down to the rest of us, we get a few pennies on the dollar. We need to embrace our economy, lift it up, embrace my energy race, and really get this economy going. Abolish the IRS. We can get the economy going and lift
You
everybody
can't do
up,
any of
and
these
there'll
things,
be a
by
lot
the way,
less crime.
as a president.
No.
Thank you, Lars.
These are all platitudes.
They're libertarian platitudes.
Does anybody want to offer a rebuttal?
That
to
was-
Were they
Hold
any
on.
different?
said by another.
No.
Yes, Claudia.
None of them.
I don't
at
want to
all.
rebuttal, but I do want to take time
That
to
was
mention
the
the political
best
prisoners that have
answer
been
by a
imprisoned by the
libertarian
capitalist
so far.
system because they have
Capitalist.
done things
She's going to bring
for
up
the
Jan
right,
6 prisoners, guys. Hang
for
on.
the right of people, for Black liberation, for Indigenous liberation. We
never
have
mind.
folks that cannot
Here we go.
have
Racism.
full lives, like Edward Snowden and Julian Assange, because the
she's the
United
only one who
States
brought
of
up Assange.
America refuses
We'll pander
to
there.
understand that not everything that is legal is legitimate. Not everything that is legal is right. And that we have the right to create the level of society that allows us to live in dignity. And this is what these political prisoners have done. Mumia Abu-Jamal, Leonard Peltier,
Oh, boy.
the Black Liberation Movement, freedom fighters that after coming out of being kidnapped by the state have failed
Dude, just 'cause they
health
shot
system
police.
and die. The United States government, Republicans, Democrats, the ruling class of this country are killing our people and they are caging them. We need to stop that.
Okay.
Jesus.
All right.
Chase?
Hold on.
A lot to chew on there.
A lot to chew on there. We're okay. So we got through the criminal justice reform. I just looked, and there's still a whole nother hour and 18 minutes of
Oh
this
my
debate.
God, dude.
So we'll probably have to pick this up on Tuesday or Thursday of next week and do a final half of this. So there is no difference here. There really is not. I mean, there might be a couple of little process wise differences or
One thing.
solution wise differences. Hold on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And but this is why I said that we put up the two worst libertarians in this debate. Okay. If it had
Yeah.
been me or Rechtenwald or even fucking Mike Termott,
Yeah.
okay, there would have been pushback on these things. But they did it. They didn't. You guys wanted the two most milquetoast libertarians that have no defining differences from the socialists and communists, the fat black socialist and the woman who wants to turn America into Cuba. Okay.
Cuba.
You have put the only two libertarians in the whole race. Even Jacob would have sounded different. Okay. Even Hornberger would have been different. Okay.
And these people
Yeah.
wouldn't push him on COVID, so he might sound somewhat sane.
Exactly.
The Cuba lady's kind of cool.
Well, these
from Cuba.
they all
But-
they all basically said the same thing. And if you're going to talk about what you're going to legalize in this country, I think you should also talk about what you're going to enforce. So if any petty crime, theft, needs to be taken care of, strict enforcement of this, Josh was talking about death penalty for pedophiles, that should be something that you should bring up and talk about. So when you just keep talking about decriminalization when there's all this rampant crime starting to pick up in cities, you probably should talk about what you're going to enforce as well, because I just think constantly talking about decriminalizing thing is just going to turn off a massive amount of people. And like you said, they didn't differentiate themselves from the socialists
At all.
like they like when they were like criticizing like capitalism, like they didn't even like, oh, I should hit her on that or critique her or say something, but they didn't. They just basically said that like almost the same thing that she did, just with the libertarian rhetoric.
Yes, exactly. And that was my whole like concern going into this debate in general. And that was why I was like, guys, we need to get in this fucking debate because I'll be the only one right of center up there. The libertarians are centrist. They're centrists, dude, entirely. There was nobody's right of center on this debate at all. You had the extreme ultra loony fucking Marxist leftists, two of them. Okay. Jill Stein, who's obviously very left as well. Okay. Not as extreme as Claudia and the princess lady. Okay. That stepped out of a fucking Tim Burton movie, the fat black socialist. Okay. And then you have Lars and Chase, who are no different themselves at all. You put two libertarians in there, they're no different. They didn't even help each other's arguments at all. Okay. At least maybe if I was there, I could have pushed Chase on a few things. You know what I mean? Made him sound a little better. Like I did when I was in Atlanta. I got him fired up. I got him heated because I was calling him out on his shit. You know what I mean? Like, so we have this debate now that has no real difference other than one person doesn't say capitalism and the other person says capitalism. That's it. That's the only difference. The solutions were the same. The policies were the same. Okay. The extremes were the same. It's like no different. Nothing was different. What was like even ideologically different there?
Oh, it's a forum. Is it even a debate?
Yes, it's a debate.
Yeah, they call it a debate. They're not debating.
There's
anybody.
rebuttals, and they're not using their rebuttals.
There's no debate.
They said, do you guys have a rebuttal to any of this?
Yeah,
I would have immediately been like, yeah, this commie bullshit up here does not work for America. Maybe in a country the size of the Nordic countries that are like half the size of Texas, it might work when you're taking 50% of the taxes from the people. But guess what? It doesn't work in America. It's never worked in America. It will never work in America. The more you drive this socialist, Marxist, Nordic model in the United States, the more poor everybody gets. Are you not watching? Are you not seeing that your entire policy, but like procedure, everything about it, all of these prescriptions that you're trying to put in America and take from Cuba and places like that are making everybody poorer? Fucking knock it off. I would have been the guy that said that.
No, you're exactly right.
I'd have been the guy.
It simply doesn't scale. No one brought it up. It doesn't scale. Socialism works when it's 150 people.
Yes.
Okay? Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. Even
in
then
a
it
village.
doesn't. Yeah.
Somewhere where there's no electricity and no Wi-Fi.
If there's
Maybe.
150 people and you successfully weed out the narcissists.
And the murderers and the thieves.
Yeah, and that does. And when you're in a small society like that, you can't be a narcissist, Ryan. You can't
It's a
be a
lot harder
psychopath.
to be.
You can't.
And isn't that the problem?
You're found out.
Isn't that the real problem with communism anyways? Is they're always one murder away from utopia?
They always here's what's wrong. You always run out of other people's money.
Yeah. You can
Every fucking
you can
time.
vote yourself into communism, but you have to shoot your way out every time.
Every time.
Every time, dude. And these people, like, they don't know anything about history. Either they don't know anything about history or they're historical revisionists. A lot of times you bring up this shit about, even like Weimar in Germany, but like the USSR and the Soviet, the color revolution, all these things. Like you bring these things up, they hand wave everything. They're like, nope, that's all bullshit propaganda. All of it. All of it's fake. Nobody starved to death. They only starved to death because of sanctions from the US. It's like, no, bitch, that's not true at all. None of that is true. And so they're either historical revisionists or they're fucking idiots and have never read anything about history. But it's like, everyone's like, oh, it's trendy to be socialist. It's been trendy to be socialist since I was a little kid. The Che Guevara shirt was like one of the top selling shirts in like the 90s, dude. Okay. These people are fucking absolute crazy, insane people who should not be allowed to be a part of a polite society. And I believe when Hoppe says these things, and I would have referenced Hans Hermann Hoppe a few times in this debate. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about it. I would have brought Hoppe up, but look, I would have pointed to these two ladies and be like, look, if we really want to have a society that is cohesive and works together, we can't have these two ladies in our society. They have to go. Straight up. And I mean that. Because they're looking at how to spend your money right now. I'm up here talking about how to make sure that you can keep your money. They're up here talking about how to spend your money. You know what I mean? Like,
and meanwhile, they're spending somebody else's money. They're being pimped. Go press them on an issue. Go ask them, What's it mean when you say abolish police? Tell us exactly how you would do
I would have said that. Abolish police or abolish law enforcement.
Yep.
Please tell me what you mean. Yeah, nobody's up there pushing them.
Nobody.
I would have been up there pushing them. And I wouldn't have just been up there pushing them. I would have been up there saying that these two women, at least these two women up here, should not be allowed in a polite society because they're looking to steal and spend your money. I'm up here trying to figure out how to make sure that they stop stealing your money, and they're up here advocating for it. Okay? So, like, we needed to have somebody up there. So this debate is a fucking wash. It sucks. It's absolutely terrible. There's no one up there that brought any new ideas to the table. It was all a fucking 100% just like they went out there and repeated. You could have heard this on CNN. You didn't even need to go to fucking the debates. You could have heard all these arguments on CNN right now from talking heads and pundits in an hour. Guaranteed. Every single talking point that we heard. Okay? These people are up there debating about how to use your money. That's what they're doing. That's it. That's all they're doing. Meanwhile, we don't have a single person in there that's saying, I don't want to use your money anymore. Not a one. Not a single one. Not a one. They didn't talk about ending entitlements. They didn't talk about ending Social Security. They glanced around the topic of the wars, at least from what we saw so far.
Lars talked about the Fed,
there's another hour.
like, for a little bit.
He talked about the Fed,
Yeah.
but and someone brought this up in the chat, which is I think it was, let me see. Sorry. Nathan Madden brought up that you, as a president, you do get to direct the Treasury to not take any more printed notes from the Fed. And that's what I say that's literally what I say in the debates is I know I can't end the Fed, but I get to elect or nominate the Fed chair.
Yeah.
Send somebody in there with a baseball bat, start ripping the walls down, and I can direct the Federal Treasury to stop taking notes from the Federal Reserve. And I would do those things. And then once it's burned down, I'd be just happy with going to Congress and saying, look, we don't need this federal charter anymore. Guys, get rid of it. You know what I mean? I'd be fine with that. Totally okay. Typo, what's your overall final thought on this debate so far? Now remember, there's still another hour of this too. Yeah. But I will say that they were not good on the warfare stage.
Yeah, I'll just say that honestly, what's happened so far, it's like there's no one separating themselves from the other people. Even the socialists kind of suck. Like they could be attacking the libertarians, really, but they're not even really doing that. And their message is completely the same. And honestly, it's just fake and gay. And there's just no point to this debate and all. They're all agreeing. No one's arguing. Yeah. They're just answering the question. And they're pretty much agreeing. And it's not even a debate. It's not even a debate, really. They're just, I don't even know what you'd call this, an agreeing session. I don't know.
Do you think that the two old parties, okay, look, we constantly talk about how the two old parties keep us out of debate because they're afraid that we're going to hold them to account. Do you think they watch that debate and think we have to keep these people out of the debate because they're going to hold us to account? Fuck no. Do you think if I had gone up there, they'd be like, we absolutely need to keep this guy out of this debate because he is calling us on historical points and warfare state and all the shit that I'd be calling them on? Yes, absolutely. Correct. Absolutely. You put the wrong libertarians in this debate. Whoever didn't vote for me, fuck you.
I'm suspicious of the voting, by the way.
I am
Seeing who's up here, I'm suspicious of the voting.
Yes, I think it was illegal.
Like Lars says, maybe it's rigged.
It was rigged.
It was rigged. It was all. We got to unrig the debate, dude. We got to unrig the debate. Listen, everybody, we got to unrig. We got to unrig the government. We got to unrig the debate. We got to unrig the two-party system. We got to unrig. Dude, you need to shut the fuck up with the unrig thing. I know that's your campaign slogan. My campaign slogan is vote for vengeance. You don't hear me say it every single time I open my mouth, okay? And it is a dope-ass campaign slogan. Nobody has a better campaign slogan than vote for vengeance, dude, okay? Because I am the vengeance candidate. Not Donald Trump. I'm the vengeance candidate. I would have closed like that. It would have been savage, dude. Savage. Absolutely savage. But no, we didn't get to have that tonight. Sorry, guys. I don't know what to say, man. Yeah, I don't know where this
now Trump's going to show up to a debate and be like, frankly, we're doing a lot of vengeance.
Yeah, I don't know where. Look, I don't know where the people who have been around me in the Libertarian Party for the last fucking 8 years have gotten this notion that I'm not the candidate that's going to go and hold people to account. They've known me for fucking 8 years, dude. You know that I'm the guy that's going to go out and do these things. You know that I'm the guy that actually can talk about these things in a realistic light. You've watched me do it, and you're going to put up an academic or the porn king or the gay guy, or you're going to put up one of these guys instead of the guy who's going to go out there and fucking tear the walls down? Okay. I don't know what to tell you, man. That was your guys' fault for putting him in the debate, not mine. I didn't put him in the debate. I didn't even vote for him. And you can vote for 6 people, so... I don't know. Typo, where can people follow you, support you, listen to you, all those good things?
So I got 2 podcasts. It's Biting the Bullet and 5 to Midnight. You can pretty much find all those on any podcatcher. 5 to Midnight, we stream live on YouTube 7 p.m. Monday nights, every night or every Monday. And then Biting the Bullet was we still on all podcatchers. We're just not on YouTube. We got banned on YouTube a while ago.
I'm shocked.
Based.
Yeah.
I'm very shocked.
And then you can follow. Best place to follow me is on Twitter at the Real Typo, and that's all I got.
Hey, man, we appreciate you coming on. You know I'm a fan of you and Luke, big time, man. Like, you guys are fucking awesome, and I'd love to come back on the podcast again and help you continue to get banned from
Yeah, he needs
platforms.
to come back on so we can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe next time
Yeah,
we'll have
for sure.
maybe we'll have Typo
This
and Luke on
story.
next time. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
that would be cool. I don't know, everything I see from you, Josh. To be honest, I don't follow a lot of Libertarian Party inside baseball anymore. But everything I see from you, you seem to be the best person in that party.
I appreciate it, man.
And I mean that sincerely.
I hear that a lot, dude. Like, surprisingly a lot. And in fact, like a year and a half ago when people were like, you should run for president. And I'm like, no, thanks. What the fuck are you talking about? You think I should run for president? Hell no. And then I did it. And now I'm like, well, dude, you guys told me that I should run. Okay. I put the suit back on. I'm traveling again. I'm back on my bullshit. Okay. I'm going all around the country telling people things that they don't want to hear. And it's working. But if you're not going to give me the nomination, well, I don't know what to tell you. Typo, I love you to death, man. Thank you so much for coming on, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it.
We'll see you soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, good to meet you, man.
All right, guys, go follow Typo. Go check out Biting the Bullet podcast, 5 to Midnight. These guys all the guys on 5 to Midnight are homies, like big time. Illegitimate Scholar and Adam Nutter and Luke and fucking Kyle Matovic. I always fuck up his last name. It's a hard last name to remember. I love that guy to death. But these guys are some of the coolest people in the movement. You definitely need to go follow them, check them out, hang out with them. This debate sucked. It pissed me. I'm mad. I'm mad now.
I'm bored.
I'm fucking mad, dude. I'm mad.
disappointed.
I'm mad that these are the people they put into this debate, dude.
Yeah.
Of the libertarians, that's what you guys chose? That's what you chose? Fuck, dude. Fuck.
2024, like a big opportunity.
We have this opportunity and we're going to blow it,
dude.
God, we're going to blow it again, dude. They're going to put Chase or Lars up there and they're going to be like, oh, this is like a worse Gary Johnson. This is a worse Gary Johnson. Yeah, we're not voting for that guy.
I can see it coming.
Why? Why do we do this to ourselves? No, I'm going to keep fighting for that nomination, dude. We're getting the delegates there, and we're going to take it. And then I'm going to go do a 50-state media tour, and we're going to blow this thing wide open. We're going to tell people about the real shit that's going on. You know what I mean? We're going to help people notice. It's over. Like, no more. Okay? Stop playing with these little academic nerds and the gay guy and the porn king. Stop playing with these guys, dude. Let's put somebody out there that's going to go out there and fight legitimately. I called out a state chair last weekend at a state convention. Told him bring a security guard and meet me out front. He didn't do it. I'm that guy. You know what I mean? You're not that guy, buddy. I'm that guy.
Dude, there's so much low T in this party right now.
Oh, it's absolute.
And I'm tired of ignoring it.
It's absolutely low T. It's absolute
There's
fucking
so much low T, dude.
just like no alpha anywhere. Everybody's just and Toad is right in the debate in Georgia. Toad was right. You know what the LP stands for? Loser party, because we fucking have fomented and just completely created this like culture of being okay with losing. I'm sick of that shit. I'm sick of just saying the same things over and over and over again and hoping that it's going to work at some point. It doesn't. Let's do something different. Let's put somebody that will actually fight the other candidates in the street out there and see what happens, dude. Because I'm telling you, I'm the guy, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. And I hope that people will change that, because this was bad. This was really, really bad. This will change no minds. Zero minds. Not a single person is going to come from this nationally syndicated on C-SPAN debate. Nobody.
I mean, do we really think we're sitting in this room right now? Do you really think the second hour is going to be awesome? And you're like,
no,
oh,
it's going to be even worse.
I'm so mad I talked all that shit.
It's going to be even worse.
No, it's
going to be worse.
The same old,
Yeah. Go donate to my campaign right now at joshuasmith2024.com. If you're listening to this, help me continue to travel so that we can fucking smoke these guys and get into the general election and actually go with the old parties, because that's what I need. I need that because fuck these guys, dude. I want to
Flush
tell
the
them.
low T and vote for the V.
Yeah, there you go. There we go. Right. You got anything before we go, Ryan?
Follow me on Twitter at BulldogGamer28. I probably, I'm probably one of the higher T members of the Libertarian Party. And
Oh
that's probably
boy!
an issue.
Here we go. Here we fucking go. No,
You're
dude.
one of the low team.
No,
members.
you're not. This guy. This is the same guy that told us he was the prettiest guy on the show. Do you remember that?
Oh man, I'm
Do you remember when he said he was the prettiest guy on the show? Do you remember he's like, I'm by far the prettiest guy on the show? Do you remember when he said that?
I'm not actually one
The
of
most
IT
most
guys.
attractive guy.
No,
Yeah.
not even close, dude.
Yeah.
You have one of those mirrors that tell you you're 5 times hotter than you are, dude. I promise you.
I have.
AJ's like
eyeballs.
60 and he looks better than you, bro.
I'm 45.
Yeah.
I'm old.
I don't know where you got this notion that you're like
I
high
was
T
born in the
and
70s, dude.
the most attractive guy on the show. That's crazy to me, dude.
Oh, the most attractive is without question.
Oh,
now
geez,
here's the
that's-
thing about the T thing. It's not a high bar for me to be a high T.
This is
like,
true.
Like I said, within the Libertarian Party, I'm high T.
Hey, if you guys
Amongst the general
listen,
populace,
listen,
I'm probably not.
500.
Listen,
I'm gonna say
if you're
500.
watching this show on any of the platforms that you can comment on, YouTube or Twitter or Facebook or Rumble, comment in the chat if you think Ryan is the hottest guy on the show. We want to know who you think is the best looking on the show.
I'll do a poll on my Twitter. I'll say who has the highest T on the show.
Yeah, well,
I will lose that one.
yeah, you're losing
Sure.
that for
I'm
sure.
losing
There's
the
no
high
doubt.
T
No,
one.
but we want to know about
But
this.
good looking.
This weird.
Good looking,
this-
I'm winning
we
that.
want to talk about this weird thing where he's decided he's the best looking guy on the show. Drop that in the chat. Drop that in the actual chat of the show, like not the live chat, because that disappears. We want to see. We want to see if you believe Ryan's bullshit, like he believes Ryan's bullshit. AJ, you got anything before we go?
Oh my God. Follow me at poison_tip on X. And please, listen, next show, we have to talk about the Terrence Howard, Cat Williams. The Cat Williams interview with Joe
we'll talk-
Rogan.
I'll watch it this week.
And Terrence
this weekend.
Howard. Yeah. We'll talk about it.
I'll watch it this weekend. Guys, if you're familiar, I'll be in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Saturday for an actual Libertarian Party debate there. There's like 9 candidates in that debate. It's going to be wild. And then I'm leaving there Saturday night after the debate. I think the debate starts at 7:30 Eastern time. Leaving that debate, driving over to New Jersey, and we're going to be I can't remember where in New Jersey. Ask Rob or any of the guys from Jersey. They'll tell you. We'll be in New Jersey for another convention Sunday morning and through the day, and then I'm leaving on Monday morning to come home. So if you're around, and then Tuesday we'll have another show for you with Iggy Normus from Call Me Ignorant. The guy's awesome, Christian nationalist. He's a lot of fun, dude. He was a January 6th guy too, so it's gonna be fun. I'll see you next Tuesday. I don't know if both of these guys will be here, but I hope they will. And we will have a members only show. I don't know if you caught that yesterday, but the members only show now. When we do the members only show, I'm gonna hand out the link for the Zoom. And we're going to bring guests on from that subscribe to the show. So if you're a member of the YouTube, if you join the YouTube channel for like $4.99 or whatever a month, or you join the Patreon at patreon.com/breakthecyclejs or subscribestar.com/breakthecyclejs, then you will have the opportunity to come on the after hour shows and hang out with us and ask questions and do all those good things. I love you guys to death. I'll see you on Tuesday. Until then, don't forget to break the cycle.
Due to legal reasons, I just have to explain. The lyrics of my last song may seem to contain a violent call to action in the verse and refrain, but I just meant it in Minecraft. The helicopter part was in reference to GTA 5 and the things you do. So when any violence you commit, I am not an excuse, because I just meant it in Minecraft. Well, Chipper is my friend and he's constantly cold. Accusations of incitement getting totally old. Make your own choices, yeah, you have control, because I just meant it in Minecraft. Obviously I would never advocate force, unless there's due process and a trial, of course. And if you're convicted, we will make you a corpse in Minecraft, just in Minecraft. Doing nothing I mean, you know it. No product fitters, gets it close to COVID.